Once upon a time, there was a fine young man traveling the seven seas. He was young, he was wild, and sometimes a bit impatient with the girls. One day, he met an old lady in a dark corner of a tavern. She had an apple. "Eat this apple," she said. "Eat this apple and you will get rid of all the problems you will have with girls." And so he did. He waited. He waited for the apple to take effect. But then he felt there was something terribly wrong. He stumbled. He tried not to fall, but the pain was unimaginable. And then his stick fell off. And then his stick fell off. Yes. His stick fell off. Devastated and deprived of his manhood, he lost the will to carry on. But then, he heard an ancient legend about a mystic animal which was said to hold the cure for his problem. The only thing he needed to do was to touch the horn of the Gosh's mighty long unicorn. He instantly set sail, went to Moon Island, found the beast, and after a long and furious battle finally touched its horn. The curing process started immediately. In fact, the growth was so immense that from that moment on he was known as the Three-Legged Pirate. He sank back to the tavern, searched for the old lady, and then they fucked all night. And then his stick fell off.
catch the war. Catch the war.
More speed. Do not seek to emulate. Do not seek to emulate the past, for there is no law that can suffice for all time. This is a lesson I must always bear in mind.
Really? This will make me stronger? You better not be kidding. I have stacks of laundry to do.
My bow sounds in peak condition. One shot is all I need. Yeah. you. Ever seen one of these? You're stuck now.
Another test subject. Fry!
Thanks for mercy. Flood of frost. Rack and ruin.
Fry!
More speed. Yes.
Fry!
This'll pack a punch. The hunt is on. Barbados. Goodness. sword!
Should have known this wouldn't be.
Got something for ya.
You're stuck now. The hunt is on.
Wind, hear me.
Ever seen one of
Got something for ya.
You're stuck now.
More speed. Swear by my soul.
Ever seen one of these? The hunt is on.
Shudder. Beg for mercy. More speed. More speed.
This is a new one.
Shudder! I condemn you! More speed.
Ever seen one of these? The hunt is on.
Beg for mercy. Shudder! More speed.
Got something for ya. This is a new one. Barbados. Got this.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive. I cannot help but be stirred. If you ever have any... Since even the most elusive pain does.
Now, who shall I use as my guinea pig?
This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
Now that's what I'm talking about, baby! Woo! Better look out, I'm way stronger now!
Power is necessary if we are to meet our objectives.
Snow, remember, tend to your boots when we return.
Running away from the past I left behind. Looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light.
More speed.
I'm lost in the music, can I stay for the night?
More speed.
I promise I'll be gone.
More speed. More speed.
It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep waiting for the thrill. Well, this is reality. You only live it once, so wake up from your dream.
Ever seen one of these? You're stuck now.
More speed. Slow me down. Time to scout.
Chase the wind and touch the sky. The stars like undone long after it dies. In the nights, I live every day as if it's your last. All memories that like beacons of the past. In the night, let me rise. Look out for the sun. Now we
Alright. Beg for mercy. Rack and ruin. More speed.
against the sun, now we race. Against the sun, race. Against the sun, now we race. Against the sun,
Crush. Freeze to the core. I condemn you.
or you'll get soaked. You can't risk catching a cold, because it might turn into something more serious. And if that happens, well, I can't go avenging my clan by picking on the sick now, can I? Eye for an eye.
This isn't good.
More speed. Time to scout. Got something for ya. This is a new one. Beg for mercy. Blood of frost. I condemn you.
But I just gotta know one thing. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Are you ready? I said,
More speed.
The hunt is on.
Shudder. Vengeance will be mine. Rack and ruin. Wind, hear me. Crush. Missile pack punch. Beg for mercy. More speed.
You're stuck now.
More speed. Shudder.
Where did I go?
Crush.
Never seen one of these?
Shudder. Freeze to the core. Eye for an eye. More speed. This one's a fighter.
The hunt is on.
Crush. Flood of frost. Rack and ruin. I swear by my sword. More speed. Shudder. More speed. I condemn you. be mine. More speed. Mercy. Ever seen one of these? The hunt is on.
Go and fly! Away I go!
Crush.
Go and fly! Can't catch me! Go and fly!
I condemn you. More speed. Barbados. Kindness. Beg for mercy. Crush. Freeze to the core. Eye for an eye.
Flowers that bloom in the darkness. This armory protects my heart.
Vengeance will be mine. I condemn you. Well, next, beg for mercy. Got something for ya. You're stuck now.
Can't catch me! Go and fly!
Wind, hear me. Ever seen one of these? This is a new one. Crush. Flood of frost.
Ninjutsu! And away I go!
More speed.
What is fate? Will I survive? Or will I fall?
Shudder. Freeze to the core. Eye for an eye. Got something for ya. Hurry up, Silver. The hunt is on. Beg for mercy. Vengeance will be mine. Rack and ruin. Let us cross swords. What a sorry sight. Ever seen one of these? Swear by my sword. Got something for ya.
Prototype Crescent is for only freeze. Hamayumi is for pretty much only melt.
Okay. All right, y'all ready for a journey? We're doing some fun Twitter drama today. Oh, what did that problematic guy, Tectone, say this time? So, in case you guys don't know, the voice actor of Solid Snake made this video like 3 years ago.
Colonel,
I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Okay, so obviously, you know, in case you don't know, Metal Gear Solid's a stealth game, and in stealth games, you can't be too loud. But the problem is Solid Snake's ass cheeks are too fucking fat that every single time he tries to sneak, the clap of his butt cheeks alert the guards. So I put out the incredibly harmless tweet. Unless Shenhe, I will say this, Shenhe, if you're out there listening to this video, if you personally have an issue with my tweet, I will take it down immediately. Shenhe, just let me know. And if this offends you as a 3D anime girl, I will remove it. I will take it down instantly. All you have to do is reach out to me. I apologize if I caused you any harm. I know things are probably very sensitive because you had a big debut. But you know, maybe if you can get past that, once you're done killing all the Hilichurls, we'll get through this together. Anyway, I put this tweet about Shenhe, which I actually got her actual approval from in real life. And I put out, today I'd like to thank miHoYo for personally moving Genshin Impact's publisher over to Singapore so they can make Shenhe's titties so fucking fat. When she runs around Liyue, the clap of her milkers alert every villager within a 20-kilometer radius. Yes, I know. Once again, Shenhe, I am a prime, ripe age of 27 years old. I'm pretty much dead in the dirt already. To be honest, I'm surprised how my dick still works and is actually still functioning and being able to be attracted to absolutely triple J mega milkers. But it is what it is. Now, personally, any sane human being would realize that, hey, he's talking about a fictional fucking character, and Shenhe probably isn't too worked up on this, but let's see how great of a community Genshin Twitter is. Now, I will say this. I don't have a sponsored segment to add at the beginning of this video, and I'm so upset because generally I like to farm Twitter drama. That way I can put sponsored segments on the beginning of my videos in order to triple dunk. But Twitter, you got lucky this time. No sponsorships have been done for this video today. Unlucky. So let's start off a nice palate cleanser, okay? A reasonable human being. Most of the Genshin sexualizes female characters to the same extent and are upset when he does it. Hypocrites. Here's the thing. I'm not the one sexualizing Shenhe. The one who's sexualizing Shenhe is miHoYo, putting her in a skin-tight bodysuit, revealing the sides of her hips, and giving her tits so fucking fast they have their own gravitational pull. But that's just my opinion. I mean, you know, I don't really know what sexual. Let's Google this real quick. Make sexual, attribute sex, or a sex role to. Let's go something further. To sexualize something or someone means to make them sexual or consider them in a sexual way. What am I supposed to do then? When is it fine to sexualize a character? When am I allowed to be attracted to a character? And why is me saying that I'm attracted to a character so fucking wrong? When is me saying, wow, this character has massive fucking titties? Which is, by the way, like, that is just a factual statement. It's barely even an exaggeration. Shenhe has massive fucking titties. She, pound for pound, has the biggest titties in Genshin Impact. Bro, they nerfed Rosaria's boobs because they said they were too big and they would clip with her pole animation, and then they give fucking Shenhe Triple J Mega Milkers. Well, what am I supposed to do here, man? I can't win. What is that? Kind of gross? Keep that to yourself. But hold on. We gotta get even further. There's some really good ones. Y'all realize this is a bait tweet, right? No, they don't, because they're fucking idiots. Besides, the way y'all thirsted over Toma, Ito, and Tartaglia was way worse than this. See, the problem is that guys aren't allowed to be attracted to women, but women are allowed to be attracted to men. And you know that if you ever went on Twitter. So I would like to formally apologize on behalf of all of my brethren who also love Shenhe's Mega Milkers or her butt cheeks. I don't care. I would like to apologize because I cannot believe the atrocity and the foul intent that we all brought upon this beautiful character. The QRTs, yeah, if you ever want to see a QRT warrior, is what I call them. Check any of my tweets, go to retweets, and then look at tote retweets. They're good content. When Genshin's dead, don't worry. The fucking brain dead Neanderthals on Twitter will always bring me more content. It's good shit. Oh, here's a good one. I know this is a bait, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. Even though I don't like Tectone, I don't think people should be sending him death threats. Now, I'm a big advocate of when people say I'm getting death threats, that doesn't really mean what they think that it means. A lot of people, they actually use that to farm drama, right? Now, when you tell somebody to kill yourself on the internet, that's wrong and you shouldn't do it. But that's not a death threat. What I consider a death threat is saying, hey, I'm going to fucking kill you, right? There's different levels because everybody on the internet, as unfortunate as it is, says KYS. It's just a slang, dude, KYS. That's what people say all the time, and it sucks. But I've heard it so many times that I've grown numb to it. But a real juicy death threat is saying, I want you to be fucking mutilated. And let's pull that up. Okay. Who the fuck put this fucker on my timeline? I need you not only killed, but horrifically mutilated. It is the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. And the fact that these fucking dipshits fresh out of middle school get so passionate over the shit that I fucking tweet, it is absolutely hysterical to me. All right, let's look at some more. A grown-ass man, shouldn't you be paying your bills instead of thirsting over some pixels? Hi, you must be new here to my channel. My name's Tectone. I actually pay my bills by thirsting over some pixels. In case you've never seen my Twitch content before, pretty much all I do is play video games and show off Eula's fat fucking butt cheeks, and then the subs start rolling in. So I'm actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's actually, it's a double win-win. I thirst over Shenhe's boobies. Other people think, oh wow, another logical human being who also has a functioning penis or vagina. If you have a vagina, you can like titties too. Hey, friend, you like boobies?
Yep.
Nice, cool. My wife, a 26-year-old, once again, trigger warning, white woman, also likes boobies. It is actually insane. I don't even know what the fuck this says, but it's probably some type of voodoo curse on my entire fucking family. Y'all canceling him for an obvious bait that you hilariously fell for are the same people who barked and salivated all over Ito and not safe for work the heck out of him and Goro the moment they were announced. You are not just clowns, you are the entire circus. Hey, Glamora, my man, Smart, are you following me? Let's go, a fellow intellectual. I'm not even gonna click on the profile because maybe it'll be like, oh man, Goro's, I love rubbing Goro's little eerie wearies. Dude, can men just go back to war already? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Holy shit, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Oh. You know why men went back to war to begin with? You know why? It's because they want to defend their wives with their big fat fucking titties at home to begin with. So honestly, this is once again, the point that you're saying, it just counters itself entirely. Because if we ever go back to a state where only men go to war, it was to protect the massive fucking milkers to begin with. Why the fuck is everyone so mad over this tweet? It's just some loser making some stupid horny joke. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, good take. Good take. Do you want to know why they're so mad over it? You want to know why they go after me and not other content creators? It's because of free clout. Now, I have another buddy, Goose, who's also getting canceled over this clip. He's being called a racist. So this is another clip that the YouTube commenters went after Goose, but they won't go after Goose on Twitter because he's a smaller content creator, and this won't give them free clout. So let's show the clip of why someone in the YouTube comments was pissed at Goose.
What the fuck? Can you not?
That was a good clip.
Stop!
So now Goose was called a fucking racist in his comments. Okay. Hey, in the nice way possible, I've seen many people make fun of Ying Jing things. I'm here to say that it's from traditional Chinese opera. Saying derogatory things about it is indeed racist. Here's a crazy idea. Not liking someone singing doesn't make you racist. It just means that your genre of music isn't their cup of tea. If I don't like country music, that's not racist towards white people. Okay? And the fact that some people don't like Yoon Jin singing is not racist. It just means they don't like that genre. What a concept. Hope I didn't awaken your third eye and pull your head out of the fucking garbage disposal, but holy shit. It is one of the most brain-dead takes I've ever seen in my entire life. Remember, kids, if you're bored, read the QRTs of Tectone's tweets. They are bound to be a hilarious delight. I agree. Hey, if you want to read my quote retweets, feel free to follow me on twitter.com/TechDag, linked in the pinned comment and the description, unless I'm too lazy to put it there. This was a good one. Okay, this is a really good one. I was dying of this. Jodie Comer. It's even funnier because you know they meant this as an attack, but it's so funny. Day 3,357. No female has approached the specimen yet. Dude, Jodie Comer. Hey. Good shit. That's, dude, when people shit on me, this is the best way. Okay, like this, dude, if you want to shit on me for being a loser, I totally get it, right? I totally get it, 100%. Wonder why? Because I am an absolute fucking loser. But, like, this is the way to do it, okay? Calling me, like, racist, overly sexualizing women, misogynistic, phobic, faux-phobic, misogophobic, race-phobic, right? Like... Why can't you just shit on me like a normal human being? You know what I mean? Why do you gotta use all these fucking bullshit words that should be used on people who are actually those terms rather than wasting it on somebody who is clearly not? Because what's happening is when you use these incredibly serious words on a fucking joke, then nobody is going to take those words seriously because they're going to incorporate them with their mind with other fucking jokes. And that way when people are actually racist, the racist will not be taken seriously and dealt with because everybody is used to these words meaning fucking nothing. That is why I got pissed off when people talked about gaslighting too, because people use that word too much when they are not being that. So that when people are being gaslit, nobody fucking takes them seriously. And today is your nice educational lesson with Tectone. Good shit, dude. This is so good. You can literally not shit on this man in the quote retweets without one of his defenders coming for you. Like, please shut up. Here's a crazy concept. For every single statement that people make, some people will agree and some people will disagree. When some people disagree with your disagreement, they're not just defending me, or they're not defending me at all. They are just disagreeing with you. So when one of my defenders comes at you for disagreeing with you, that's not them protecting me. That is just them telling you that you're a fucking idiot. The two do not have to be related whatsoever. That's why when you just assume that everybody who's disagreeing with your disagreement is just some part of my toxic fan base, no. Welcome to the real world where real people can disagree with other people disagreeing. It is crazy. But if you were to take your own advice and go touch grass or hell, even go to a library, you would learn this firsthand. And a round of applause to anybody who is emotionally mature enough to know that. Don't worry, Scara hater, you'll get there one day. Just want to say how I love when people are mad at this when I've many points had to retweet on my timeline over people being horny over the Genshin men, like Zhongli and Toma. Lol, hypocrisy and double standards is a bitch. Careful, up gamer Sunriku. We're a little bit too woke in this current year of 2021, and I need you to calm down because you're going to awaken the third eye of too many social justice warriors on Twitter and make them realize and awoke to their own bullshit. It is insane. People have different opinions. Can't wait. Gee, let's find some more juicy ones. Tweets that aren't misogynistic yet kind of feel like they are. Hold on, let me just Google that. Misogynistic. Strongly prejudiced against women. What? I'm literally here worshiping her fat fucking titties. How is that prejudiced against women? Okay, that one's so fun. Dude, I can't tell you how much I love women. What? If anything, I should be called a shrimp. I can't say the actual word because I'm on Twitch. A misogynistic? The fuck? I'm literally worshiping women for their fucking titties. Hello? Person who have never felt the touch of a woman. Hey, Frank, come here. A friend Twitter has told me that I've never felt the touch of a woman. Can you also confirm for the public that you also have fat titties? What the fuck? What the fuck? Go guess. Get fucked, Twitter. I've won. Try it, bro. I've won. I don't mean to blow your mind, but I've also been married and together with the same one for almost 10 years. So I'll put that as a check mark for Techie. Get fucked. He has not touched one breast IRL. All right, Frame, get over here. I'm kidding. Frame, can you confirm that I have in fact touched your boobs before?
Yep.
Nice. See that? See that? I don't mean to brag, but I've touched my wife's boobies before. So, you know, kind of a fucking gamer. Nah, but if I tweeted this, y'all would be like, so true, Shermie, then like and retweet. Here's the great thing, Shermie. The only reason, and I'm gonna blow your mind, the only reason why people cancel people on Twitter, and you can quote me on this, the only reason why people ever do this quote, tweet, retweet, fucking warrior, keyboard warrior service is to just get clout and feed into the same echo chamber that they've been hearing their entire life. And the moment they hear a differing opinion, they fucking start shrieking like banshees. It's insane, I know. Eat shit, straight white man. 13 people liked. What is me being white? Here's the other thing. Why are white people the punching bag of Twitter? Why is that okay to say? Honestly, literally. It's so ironic. It is so fucking ironic. Like, if you shit on someone for their white, it's fine on Twitter. And that's what I've been conditioned to. Let me actually see the comments to this. Wait. Never mind. This person's getting ripped alive. People saying Tectone's problematic, yet not realizing they all fell for such an obvious bait is actually hilarious. I agree, one smart Alex. Appreciate the follow, homie. How can people be this attached to a fictional character where they're now sending death threats over a fucking joke? Yeah, dude. It's actually pathetic. And they tell me to they tell me to go touch grass, when in reality, they're more emotionally connected to their fucking in-game waifu than they are their own fucking parents. It's actually so good, dude. This tweet was a really uncomfortable read, but Genshin Twit really has its double standards. Dude, it's a fucking joke, man. How dare he talk about, my God, it's this way. Oh, good tweet, dude. Good tweet, dude. Holy shit. Shit like this is so fucking good. I'm actually Tectone. Shenhe is my comfort character, and I will not stand for this. And Shenhe reached out to me personally via WhatsApp, and she's crying right now. You need to retract this statement. All this death threats and insult him, yet you people sexualize the fuck out of me to, yeah. It's so funny, dude. Please shut the fuck up. Please, Mihoyo, keep meta away from your games. Dude. Genshin fandom try to understand a joke challenge failed. I'm telling you, dude, in 2021, the most powerful thing that you can do is weaponize people's jokes. And hey, name's Tectone. Welcome to the pound for pound, what is it? Nobody in the Genshin community has had their own jokes weaponized against them than me. It's really good. It's really good, and it's always so fun to read this shit. I swear, I'll chill on like my Discord or with my wife and just read these fucking things and just die laughing. Because like the amount of virginity that you can smell through the fucking screen is actually, it's palpable, dude. It's fucking palpable. You're a grown man with taxes to pay. This is how you know anybody who says this is a literal fucking child. Because they don't understand that the human species doesn't peak their sexual nature until like 30 to 40. And they assume once they're past like 20, their dick just flops off the side of a fucking cliff like an anvil. Yeah, it is crazy, but I do still jerk off every single day. And yeah, I do mean to brag because, you know, I do have quite the high score for nuts per square inch in my household. It's quite good. And also tax to pay. No, Ludwig told me that tax paying is actually optional. For legal reasons, government, that is a joke. Why the fuck am I not allowed to like titties when I'm a grown man? Who asked? I don't know. You have your own tits. Leave my sister alone. This one's good. Okay, this shit, I'll take that. Hey, Jemiah, good shit. Hey, man, listen, I'm trying to lose weight, bro. Okay? I'm trying. Okay? It's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard. Fuck me, man. You're the reason. You're the reason Shenhe is homicidal. Now, this is another great one. This is another good one, man. Hey, Rue. Good shit, dude. Good shit. This is top A humor. She's a lesbian, actually. She's not for you. Oh, no, don't worry. I actually put out a tweet. Earlier just to make sure, because I expected that tweet whenever I was eventually going to talk about Shenhe, which I can pull it up right here. Let me just read it out to y'all. Hello, Twitter. Fat white cis male here. Just so I can prepare myself. Can anybody give me a heads up? Is Shenhe in fact for lesbians only, or is it okay if I like her? Thanks in advance, Genshin Twitter. Can't wait to see y'all for the live stream. So in case y'all don't know, every single character in Genshin and Honkai is actually a lesbian. And if a character is a lesbian, you actually are not allowed to like their aesthetic design.
And you must think that they're all ugly. You are not allowed to think, wow, this person's a lesbian and they're hot. Just like how I'm not allowed to think, oh, wow, this guy's a dude and he's hot because I'm straight. Which means I'm not allowed to think that other dudes are hot because I'm straight. When in reality is, I think Zhongli is so fucking hot that, to be honest, he tempts my marriage every single fucking day.
But that's neither here nor there. Let's continue. Can you go to war and die, actually? I need you not only killed, but horrifically mutilated. Why do men literally fucking kill yourself, you piece of shit? I miss the times when men would go to war and die. Literally, what the fuck, man? It's so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Hypocrisy? I don't know. Maybe. But it's just a theory. A game theory. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to read my quote retweets, we'll see what I tweet next time. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!
I just got Red Horn, but I lost a... Why aren't you using Ito yet? Because he requires too much investment.
I am the man.
For right now. He will get used at AR 45. At AR 45, he will go from unbuilt to absolutely maxed. Does it make sense to log materials to ascend characters behind storylines? Oh, it's crazy that you can unlock Arataki Ito and you can't even use them.
Hello, free money.
You can't even use them for like months, depending on how much you play the game. Like, I'm probably 20-something days into the game, and I can hardly use them. This is my happy place. This is my happy place. I feel bad for free-to-play God. Why? It's still getting lots of love and attention, and there will be more videos on it. It's okay. Free-to-play God is literally in a cocoon, ready to metamorphosize, or whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be so good. I've got like 8,000 gems ready to go. I've got the wishes coming, you know, in the next week or so. Spiral Abyss reset. There's gonna be the 2.4 stream wishes. I'm gonna have 15,000 wishes before you know it. And I'm so close to pity. I've got probably 3 5-stars incoming ASAP. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a huge change to the account. See, I'm glad I didn't get Eula. I think she is cool. I think she's cool, but I don't think she's for me. Raiden Shogun, though, after using her on that other person's account and using her here, I kind of wish I got her. I do kind of wish I got her. She's kind of cool. She's Electro, but, yeah, I don't know. She's fun. I don't know if I'll get her on my other account.
This will do.
Nice. Yeah, maybe on this account we'll get Raiden Shogun.
Dodge this.
Really?
I will.
Wait. Chi-Chi Puzzle God?
Faster.
Oh!
Okay, faster.
Oh!
Faster.
Sheesh! Now that's how you do a puzzle, baby! My name's Arataki Ito. Or like Arataki Ito. Who's him for? I don't know yet. But probably someone new. I don't want like Ganyu, Zhao. I don't want any of the characters that have already been covered. I want new characters that I can do build guides on. And reviews on. on this account, and then hopefully I get different units on free-to-play God than this account. I want to use a bunch of different units. I don't want old characters that are a year old. I want new stuff. Whoa, give me the chance, boys, and free my soul. I wanna give you kisses and maybe I'll blow you. Wait, what? What? Any tips for pulling on the Ito banner? Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to go to the banner, and then you want to press wish like this, but you want it to be gold. Make sure that it turns gold. Or if it turns purple, that can be okay. But you don't want it to be blue. That would be my biggest recommendation for you. Does that help? Okay. So this is all done. Let's go tournament and see where we're at. Whoa, 20 left. That's not too bad. So all of this stuff is all done. So it's just below here. We are on pace. That means that we got to do all this lower region, and we will be done with the Geoculus. We'll have max stamina, and really, almost killed myself. This is huge. Yanfei uses a lot of stamina, and when you're not charge attacking, your damage really falls off. So this is like a guaranteed upgrade for my girl. Without it, I am fractionally as powerful. And I definitely notice a lot of the time I don't have the stamina to dodge because I'm burning through it so quickly with charge attacks. So this is really going to be a nice boost. And it's something that everyone's going to benefit from long term. And we only need 20 more Geoculus. Let's go up there or up where? Where is it? Up there? Let's go up there and get some juicy rewards from that. Sound good? I don't know why, but I feel like this was one of the craziest puzzles for me. Like, I remember doing this the first time, and I was just, like, blown away. I was like, oh my god. I traveled all the way around this region. I interacted with these birds. I got up here, and I was like, whoa! Geoculus! And then I saw all the chests. Oh! It was so sick. It really was. It really was. And I was so up high. It just felt so cool. I felt like I dominated the game. I was just like, wow. I was over there, and over there, and over there, and I don't know. It just was a good moment for me.
Rare treasure.
Now we have the and it was where are you? This thing. I was like, yo, golden 5-star item. Like, I was just so pumped up and excited about that. So AR 39. We got a ton of experience today, and tomorrow with the daily commissions and all the resin, it's gonna push us over to AR 40. We have pre-farmed for Albedo the boss materials, and we have enough to get this. This is easy. We can deal with that. But these ones are going to be a chore. Luckily, we can start getting those to drop, and the same thing goes for Yanfei. We've got these materials. Gotta get these. Not a big deal. We can do that tomorrow. But these, we're gonna have to kill a lot of treasure hoarders. But it shouldn't be too bad because we have some of the, the lower level ones. Where they at? So, it's gonna be a grind. We actually don't have that much. But my thought is we're gonna wait till AR 40, and then we're gonna grind that out and see if we can, get a bunch of greens and blues from all the enemies, and we're gonna, wipe out the map and try to get that ascension as soon as possible. Now, people are asking me, why no Arataki Ito? Why haven't you leveled up Arataki Ito? I am getting ascension materials. These beetles, I'm gonna log into other people's world and run around and grab them. But this is a long-term goal. The game plan is at AR 45, he will be ready to take up and get him all leveled up at AR 45. We're gonna use resin to have him prepped. We're gonna have Albedo prepped for AR 45. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use all of our fragile resin on the artifact domain because it's best in slot for Albedo, best in slot for Arataki Ito, most likely best in slot for Goro, and we're gonna be farming a healing set for Chi-Chi or Barbara. So we're going to get kind of a win-win there, and we're going to get a ton of artifacts, hopefully. Now, chances are there's going to be a lot of bad artifacts as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take those bad artifacts and we're going to get Noblesse sets. We're going to put them in the artifact feeder and get the Noblesse set. And we're going to try to get a good Noblesse set. I know people might cringe about that, but I don't think it's a bad option. Because when I farm that domain a whole bunch, we're gonna get a ton of experience in purples. And I've got purples, I've got blues, I've got so many chests to find. I will be able to get my sets leveled up and ready to go, and I won't have to use any gold artifacts to do that. I am not stressed about artifact experience whatsoever, because I'm not gonna level up utter trash. I'm gonna hopefully be leveling up really good stuff. You know, it's gonna be an investment, but I'm ready for it. It's a long ways away, AR-45, but by the time it's all said and done, woo-hoo, we're gonna be vibing. Our battle pass still has a little bit of progress here, so we've got some materials, right? We've got some more resin coming in a couple days. And if we look at our Primo gems, we're at 1,200. Not bad. Pretty good. I feel like the account is making some good progress, but I gotta be careful because some of my weapons and things, they might start falling behind if I'm not careful on some of the weapon materials. I think we'll be okay getting Albedo's weapon up right away at AR-40, which would be good. I actually have quite a bit of the Ruined Sentinel items and these Ominous Masks. But once I hit AR-40, you know, these things are gonna be dropping at a higher level as well. So I think I can farm them pretty quick once I commit to it. AR-40, I think my damage is gonna be a little sus. It's gonna be a little bit low, but we'll catch up relatively rather quickly. It really is a game of attrition though. Like I have to put in a lot of time to get some of this stuff ready to go. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye. But I lost at 50-50 and got C1 Kaching. Why would you go for the weapon before the character? You now have a 5-star weapon that you can use on Noelle. Why would you do it in that order? This is why when people give me advice in chat, I'm like, do you really think I trust you when you're doing shit like that? What does this guy want? 2 flaming red hot Bolognese. I don't even know if I can make that. Bolognese, blah, 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 blah. I can't even make it, Lottie. Hold on. Where are you at? Okay, mint jelly. Nice. Flaming Bolognese. And the flaming red hot Bolognese. And I can make 2 of them. Oh no. I just realized, I think I just screwed myself. I made the special dish twice! Be right back. Oh boy. I got about 3 games on the go right now. I'm playing Epic 7 right now on my phone. I'm playing Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm playing Genshin Impact. Because I'm addicted to the gacha. Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? I hope not. Because I don't want to be right. Can I just do this while I'm here? Just do this while I'm here. Hey! Come here. Hey! Come here! Not today! No. You don't do that. No. Bad boy. You're a bad boy, and you're gonna get punished. What? Don't worry about my Raid Shadow Legends addiction, okay? Just don't worry about it. Think they'll add more stamina to the game? I don't know. Maybe with another region? I'm surprised they didn't add more. Like, why not? With Inazuma. Like, just add more so that it's easier for us to explore around. So that we buy Venti and Kazuha and traverse around, or what? Like, why? For charge attack balance? Oh, that's actually fair. That's actually pretty fair. Oh, right, laddie, we're a tier upgrade. Now we're laughing, and to celebrate, I'm going to do a 10 pull. Stardust shop? Oh god, what do I look like a whale? Do I look like a whale to you? My Gorskull, these are some tanky enemies! There's more! Ah! Ah!
You can't run!
Not terrible. Our first domain at AR-40. This is insanity. Now that's what I'm talking about, gamers. What? 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 Who uses those? Ah!
Moments of birth.
You're dead. I lied. Not dead. Not dead. Not dead. Very good. Should I try to get some gold artifacts now from the domains? What are these drops, boys? What the f is this? Damn. Good thing we waited until AR 40, right? Take it up, baby boy. Alright, are we gonna get farmed by these ruin guards? I'm a little scared.
Let's dance. Judgment. Shiver.
Really? What? Oh, okay. I'm in danger!
Come on, we can do it.
Ah! Ah!
Jack.
Getting wrecked!
Time for your arraignment.
Here, purple. Come on! I don't know if he can even draw purple, not gonna lie. They can't draw purples? Well, then I better get a whole bunch more blues!
Invisible evidence.
Why isn't he attacking me? He just accepted his fate, and he's like, yeah, you know what? You can't get purples at your level. This is why you can't trust chat. I do not trust you. I don't trust any of you. Big upgrade? Look at this. So, we got Eye of Perception up to level 70. Not the best weapon, but honestly, at this point, it's too bad. I need to use something. But we're gonna get the Cinnabar Spindle up. This is gonna be a long-term used weapon. This is a big, juicy upgrade. Look at that. Damage is going up, but the big thing that we care about is this. Leveling it up, getting another 6% defense scaling. Oh, we're gonna have to grind. We're gonna have to grind. Look at that, 18 of these bad boys. Yikes. No problem, we'll get them. We're at level 80 out of 90. We've got till adventure rank 50, so we've got a long time before we can even upgrade it. But this is big. This is really, really big for right now. Woo! Got like 5,000 right here. Wow. That's looking good on my end. Juicy. All right. Do we have enough of the Geo? 6. Right there. Albedo! Nice. Hey, look at that Geo damage boost. Look at that defense boost. Ow, baby. Base AP is up. And then we're going to go like this. We're going to take them all the way to 79. Beautiful. 1,800 defense albedo. He's got a 56% geo damage bonus right now. Damn, he's looking good. I know I got a free wish. Hold on. Relax! I'll do it in a second. All right, here's your wish, you filthy animals. Here it is. A gold. The blue. Nice.
Incinerate.
Stop. Oh! What? Where are you going? Hey, where are you going, bro? Hey, where are you going? What are you? You went all that way just to die? You went all that way just to die. All right, well, is what it is. Good try, buddy. He almost had me. Look at that. Look at that, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, pyro damage bonus as well. And we get a wish. Woo! That is nice. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling great about it. And now we're gonna really need to start working on these talents. Never lucky? Or kind of lucky? Not lucky. Or I do one right now and do a 10 pull for Christmas. Or I do this right now and I do a 10 pull for Christmas. Do we do it? Wait for Shin-Her, think about it. Yeah. You know what? I think you guys are right. I think it'd be a mistake to do a 10 pull on this account. I think it would be a mistake. Alright, now we save. I know I keep saying that, but we actually do save. I don't care, it's Christmas! It's Christmas! It's Christmas! A Christmas miracle! A Christmas miracle! A Christmas miracle! A Christmas miracle! Kind of a Christmas miracle? Kind of a Christmas miracle? That's 4 Shanglings in a row. Who is the absolute best character in Genshin? Bennett. Because Bennett enables every team to be better. Has some of the best, almost unkillable heals. Is one of the best units for dealing with shields, cryo shields, and electro shields because of the speed at which he can pop his E ability. I think Bennett is probably the best character in the game. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this day. I still need to finish up the Geoculus. I thought I was gonna do it today, but I kind of got distracted. I've got some resin here, but I think I might actually condense this for tomorrow for the talent books. But that's gonna be it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello, Seka. You're gonna be some free-to-play BS, aren't you? Of course I am. But it's that time of the year. I need to record the usual video before I gotta remove alerts. Hey, Seka. We done? Hey, Seka. No, we're not done. I'm not mad at all. Just disappointed. So disappointed. Hey, Seka. Thanks, chat, for interrupting British Seka. He sucks. Anyways, it's that time of the year again. For what? For me to tell YouTube all about choose your own 4-star.
Why would you know what to pick? You don't even have constellations.
I'll have you know, Seka, in the last year I've acquired all the constellations I need. C6 Jangling free to play, by the way. And Nomi Seka's got C6 everything.
Bro, British Seka, my account's cracked. You guys suck. Flex Lord Coswood #1.
Okay. This video, we want to talk about which characters you should pick up as free to play for free.
Oh yeah, that was a good video last year.
I know. I was the star.
Okay. Again.
British Seka had dick even a year ago.
So last year, we made a video at my dirt face, as you can see. It was a year ago we made this video, and we talked about which character was the best to get for Constellation. We talked about the best ways to organize everybody, the best overall characters that were for damage improvements, etc., and where they landed in the tier list versus other characters. Yeah, we talked about it as far as Beidou constellations and everything, Ningguang constellations, put everybody in a list over time, and you guys got to see a full bracketed list talking about which ones are really good and really bad. These ones were really good for last year, and they definitely had a lot of oomph to it. And what I'll do is I'll change this up, and we will talk about the differences between now versus last year, which is really interesting. So we're gonna be rating characters in 5 different categories. First is useless as fuck. These characters are terrible. Don't even bother if you're gonna go for this at all. Second one is non-essential. Basically, as it sounds, it's okay, not great. It's not worth. Next up, we have the worth it, but there's a caveat. So there are some things there's some characters that are worth picking up, and some things that are worth picking up over time, but they're not necessarily the best things about any character. The next tier is gonna be a huge boost to any character, and the last one are the things that you have to pick up no matter what. These are the big essential ones. So first up, we have Beidou. Now, Beidou, as far as a Constellation Zero Beidou, is not great. She's definitely an okay character, and doesn't really change anything for your account. I personally don't like Zero Beidou that much, and I feel like the thing that makes her a lot better is Constellation 3, as well as the biggest one, Constellation 2. Constellation 2 Beidou is probably the most important constellation for her because it's actually a 66% damage increase or something like that, because it actually will make it so that your Electro Ultimate, instead of bouncing 3 times. It now bounces 5 times. So you get a huge damage increase as far as the C2 Beidou. It's a definite must pick up summon thing. It's the first one we got to talk about, definitely the most worth. C1 is kind of non-essential, not really helpful at all. Doesn't really do much for you. C4 increases your normal attacks and stuff. It's not really great. C5 is pretty darn good here as for damage, and so is C6. So C5 and C6 I definitely find to be pretty worth it because Beidou's an ultimate based character, and those two are pretty big as far as ultimate boosts go, so definitely worth overall. Next up, we have Chongyun. He's a non-essential character nowadays. The only thing you really need him for is Shield Break, and if you wanted to pick up for C0, you could make arguments for worth it. So I will put him a little bit higher. He's not really great, but if you have an Ayaka, you have a Kaya, other characters, there are plenty of other characters that go through the mix that are better. C1 and C4 are completely ass, don't even bother. C2 is kind of a non-essential constellation. It can boost your elemental skill cooldown on by lowering it on a lot of characters. Not really that great, but it definitely does provide some value. For other constellations, C3 is somewhat decent. It does boost your ultimate damage. C5 boosts your elemental skill damage, and C6 actually is a pretty sizable booster. But overall, since Chongyun's damage is a little bit lower on the lower side, and there are other characters that will actually fit your teams better, I'm going to tell you it's not going to be that worth it. It is a really good constellation, but you don't have to pick this up for mad lad damage. For ultimate damage, it's about a 30% or 40% damage increase, so it's definitely really good on same par as like Beidou level, but just the character overall, I'm going to pull it down a little bit. All right, next up, we got Ningguang. Ningguang is a character that is completely non-essential to any account, even though she is uber waifu and one of my favorite characters in Genshin. C1 is also very non-essential. In general, this was actually touted originally to be one of the best constellations for Ningguang. It changes your normal attacks into AoE, but the thing with C1 is it actually doesn't improve the overall damage of the characters that much, because unless the enemies are clustered in a really tight ball, like with the Venti LT, C1 doesn't even affect it. Plus, normal attacks aren't really affected for the majority of your kit, and you actually need charge attacks more often than you do normal attacks. And charge attacks will already have an AoE, so C1's kind of useless. C2 is a bit better. It is actually resets the Jade screen, which is actually super nice to have. But the problem with Ningguang is that Ningguang is actually a really weak character pre-C6. She's actually, as a main DPS character, you'll find that all her constellations are pretty lackluster, and C4 is really useless. C4 improves your tankiness, C3 and 5 boost ultimate and elemental skill. Those are really good, but the big constellation you are going to need no matter what is going to be C6. You definitely need to pick this up if you're going to be maining Ningguang. It's not a must pick up for everybody in the game, but it's definitely a must pick up for Ningguang specifically if you need it, if you're going to be maining your name. All right. Next up, we have the God of Genshin, literally one of the best characters in the game. We got the Xiangling. Now, Xiangling, you don't really pick her up because you get her for free, so I'll just put her here for right now. And she's good at C0, but C1 is a pretty decent boost. It's pretty worth it. C2 is uber trash. I've never seen a worse constellation than C2. It's actually garbage. C3 is a definite large boost of damage. C6 is definitely a large boost in damage. C5 boosts your Guoba Bear, so it's not really that essential. It's cool, but you don't need it. And then C4 though. C4 increases the Pyronado duration by 40%. It is a massive constellation. It will basically boost your damage on your ultimate by 40% and then make it so that your reverse vaporizing teams can actually last for a long time. Your melt teams, whatever it may be. It is a huge constellation and a definite account changer. You will feel a massive difference on C4. All right. Next up, we have I'm gonna do Xinyan next. Okay, where's Xinyan? Xinyan, trash. C0 Xinyan is trash. C1 Xinyan is trash. C3 Xinyan is trash. None of these are useful. This boosts your elemental skill shield resistance, so it's like non-essential. It's just trash. Her shield sucks anyways. C5 Xinyan and C2 Xinyan. They both do decent amounts of damage and they're somewhat worth getting. But my face should probably tell the whole story. And then C6 is only good for main DPS, so it's not essential, but it is definitely better than the rest. So it's better than C0, 1, or 3 by a lot, so it's definitely not worth. And then C4 is a really interesting constellation because what it'll do is C4 will actually boost the shield shred, the physical shred that you're doing. So it's actually better than most of the other constellations, but it's not a huge boost to your team. So you don't really see it unless you're going for like a one-tap Eula build. You almost never use this. Plus Rosaria C6 is way better than this nowadays. And Rosaria is a significantly better character for Eula. So Jin Yang's kind of just an outdated character. Plus she's a year old, or over a year old, as I told today. So not really the rest. All right. Next up we have Shinku. And Shinku at C0 is worth it, but he's not that great. C1 also kind of not that great. But the big one, C2, is a game changer. Constellation 2 Shinku actually increases the duration of your ulti and provides Hydro resistance shred. So this provides a huge value to Hu Tao teams because you can't really swirl the Hydro, and there's not really big ways of reducing Hydro resistance on the team besides Zhongli shield. So this is a huge pickup for him as far as the overall damage goes, because it can actually be up to a 15% damage increase in general just for the raw damage on it, plus the duration increase, which is probably another 15%. So overall, probably a 30% damage increase in general on the Shinku. It's a pretty sizable constellation. For C3, C3 is okay. It's not the best. It's okay. It's definitely decent. It's one of those mid-range constellations. C4 is a huge boost for him because it's actually the only multiplicative constellation in Genshin, for as I know, as far as damage boosting. You can actually get a full multiplicative 50% boost to your elemental skill here, and that's a huge damage boost overall. C5 is pretty nice as far as damage goes because it is going to boost your elemental skill, but it's worth it, but it's not nearly as much as some of the other constellations in Genshin, and you'll definitely feel like you're more impactful in other constellations. It's a huge damage increase, but definitely not, it's talents, it helps, but not the best, I guess it's an elemental skill, maybe we say C3 here, but like maybe, they're all good, but they're not as good as C6. But I would say there's only one essential constellation for him. So C4 and C6 are definitely, big boosters, but C2 is, All right, next up we got Yanfei. And Yanfei is obviously a very bad character at C0. She's probably the worst or the second worst character at C0. This character is absolutely giga Chad trash at C0. C1 provides a huge bonus to the character, and is definitely one of those constellations for damage that really changes her a lot. But at C0, oh god, no, please no, don't do it. C2, it's kind of a non-essential constellation. It boosts your crit chance below a 50%, or crit damage below 50%, some one of the two. It's not really that great. It doesn't really feel impactful when I was doing it. When I was playing with the character, that really didn't help that much. C3 is not really a great constellation either because it just boosts elemental skill damage. It's okay, again, not the best. C4 though, C4 is a huge pickup, big pickup. The reason C4 is a huge pickup is that it's actually going to give you a 45% HP shield, and it actually completely enables an entire another way of playing her. And this, you can build her on an HP full build. This is an entire build called Tangfei. I have an entire video on this if you want to check it out. Link in the description below if you want to check out Tangfei. She's actually very strong, so if you've never checked that out, it's really strong. C5, again, kind of a decent booster, not the greatest, but C6 is the big one. C6 is her biggest constellation for damage, so if you're going for a DPS route on Yanfei, C6 definitely changes things a lot. It will definitely provide the most value for damage for her entire kit. So if you're looking for the two biggest constellations for her, it's C4 and C6, but C3 and C5, they're okay, just not game changer. All right, and the last character we got to talk about is Yunjin. Now, if you already have everything else, and you have all three of these, and you don't need to pick up any of these for damage, this is a must pick up. You've been playing the game for over a year, just pick up Yunjin, dude. She looks awesome. From the live stream stuff and the information they were giving her, she looks like she's going to be the next sub-DPS character that's going to be brought to Genshin, and she's a defense scaling 4-star. So that means that over time, we're going to be able to get C6 on free-to-play accounts, budget accounts, etc. So picking her up now definitely saves you a little bit of time as far as in the future. So I definitely think Yunjin is the big must pick up overall for this go-around. And I do know what her constellations do, but I can't talk about them because I've never looked at a leak. Never. But if you did want to pick her up, she is great, and constellations for her look pretty interesting. I would never give you any information about leaks for her because I don't want to do that on this channel. I know a lot of you guys don't like leaks, but yeah, her constellations look good. And comparing the two lists, Picking up Zhang Ling last time, of course, was useless because I just put it at a bottom tier. C4 Beidou, all the Chung Young stuff, all that was the same. Jin Yang stuff is the same. The only thing I forgot, I guess, was like the C2 Zhang Ling. And the med tier, or the one up for non-essentials, I actually put Zhang Ling C6 there, which, you know, was not a smart choice, not in retrospect. You know, it's hard to know that the pyro boosting from Bennett and the snapshotting and all the other all the mechanics in there. C5 Zhang Li is also a lot lower, but you know, that was before we knew that I think this is before I knew it was multiplicative. I'm not quite sure though. And I mean this. C5 is quite low for Shinku, and I think it's low because I didn't know at the time that it was C4 was a multiplicative constellation. C5 made it a lot better. I definitely have Ningguang rated a lot higher before, and I thought that she was going to be a much stronger character going through this, but it looks like now I don't think as much as Ningguang as I did before. And I definitely downrated, we got Beidou C2 pretty hard, C4 Zhang Ling, and the big one, which is I think it was C2 Shinku is the only one that I have high rated. And then all the other ones kind of just went way, way, way down as far as like how I rated them. And I think it was because we did the first rating tier list on the one on the right here, based on how the character plays differently versus like the damage increases overall and like the actual encounter improvement based on ODR. And I actually am like more, I guess I'm more jaded now, I guess, towards some of the characters' damage and where they really lie based on other characters. And it's kind of interesting to see because there's a lot more characters that have like Ganyu style damage at C0 for 5-star characters, and the 4-star characters as main DPS have kind of fallen off, but the sub DPS have boosted up pretty heavily. Whereas Chung Young kind of fall off the wayside because he is completely replaced by like Ayaka and other characters. So pretty interesting how different it is from last time. And then C2 Jin Yang, as we know, is not great anymore because C2 Jin Yang and Jin Yang in general are just bad. All right, well, that's going to do for this video. My name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, let me know what you guys think about this constellation tier list in the comments section down below. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.
Today we're going to be talking about the in no way controversial topic of censorship and westernization of Lost Ark.
Oh, good.
I'm already anticipating a bunch of comments saying things like, imagine caring about this at all. That's not really an argument. It's basically you just saying, I don't personally care about this subject, which is totally understandable. Hopefully by the end of this video, I'll have explained this subject in a way that you can at least understand why people care about this so much.
I never really understood the logic behind why do you care about this? It's such a minor thing. Because couldn't you just apply that same exact logic to the developers? Why would you care about this? It's such a minor thing. Why are you changing it? It's like, if you're making the argument of who gives a fuck, I'm sorry, but it's a video game, so who gives a fuck? The entire conversation is moot. So it's a throwaway argument that morons use because they can't argue their position.
What censorship is in the game, we don't actually have a lot of details about that, and what we do know is pretty conflicting. For one, the starting outfits that you can preview during character customization have been replaced with far more modest clothing, and some of the starting outfits that you begin the game wearing have been changed as well. The martial artist seems to have just given
Let me see. So yeah, that does seem quite different.
Game wearing have been changed as well. The martial artist seems to have just given up on kung fu and is doing her best assassin.
See, like this one, I think if this is martial artist, doesn't really make sense because this is clearly based around Chun-Li to a certain extent, right? And you're gonna get rid of that? I mean, come on.
Some cosplay now. Are those legs in my M-rated video game? The community manager, Rox, who is a super nice person, by the way, she seems really passionate about the game, has gone on record to say that those missing preview outfits from the character creation screen are still in the game as white armor drops, but to my knowledge, nobody's been able to verify this so far. At least from what I understand, no one was able to find any of those outfits during the beta, so I guess we'll have to see what the deal is there when the full game releases.
Okay.
Kind of related, the outfits that you get for purchasing the Founders Pack were shown off pretty recently.
Oh, that one's fucking badass, dude. That one is, straight up, like, that shit's fucking cool.
In it, you can see that the summoner is wearing some kind of weird metal chastity belt type deal to cover up those evil thighs of hers. This is actually her reveal outfit, which you can see in the trailer here. She doesn't have that weird metal belt on. Rox again said that this isn't going to be censored in the actual game and is just being censored in the marketing material, which is nice, but kind of brings up another problem of what you're seeing versus what you're getting with your $100 purchase, but whatever. In some brighter news for the anti-censorship folks, there were, I believe, 2 NPCs in the game that you can get level 5 affinity with, which rewards you with a short little cutscene where you kind of get to go on a date with them, and then you get some implied sexy times.
Okay.
There's nothing graphic in these cutscenes, like it doesn't actually show anything. But these affinity tiers were missing from the Western version of the game, and a lot of people assumed censorship. Rox clarified that these were intended to be in the game at launch, but were missing due to a known issue.
That's fine, yeah.
The page is blank. I think the people that are against this supposed censorship belong in one of 2 camps. The first camp, which I'm a part of, is just anti-censorship in all regards. Censorship sucks, and that's really it. I don't want any creator to feel the need to remove or modify any piece of their work just so it can appeal to a wider audience. All that really does is just lead to more samey, safe garbage. I, as an adult, should have the freedom to engage with any content I want to. Remember,
I hate this kind of stuff. It's the same thing you see happen with like movies and like other content, etc. It's people taking these like weird fringe ideologies of, oh, well, you can't have a woman in skimpy clothing in the game because it makes a handful of people that are probably fucked up already unhappy. Number one, I think that like if you look at the games, this is just one little bit of an example here. Is if like Final Fantasy has a million skimpy fucking outfits and tons of girls play it. It's the same thing with Lost Ark. So the ironic thing is that the games that have the more skimpy outfits and the games that are more revealing actually have a higher ratio of female players than the ones that aren't. Look at New World. Like, there's no Coomer outfits in New World. The fuck no. And it's played by a bunch of fucking balding boomer men with gray beards. That's it. There's no girls playing that game, hardly at all. I see only guys playing. I never hear a girl on the mic. Compare that to Final Fantasy, there's girls everywhere. This is the truth, man. It's a small amount of people that are insecure. It makes them uncomfortable because they're basically Puritans. It's super cringe to me. Sony censors Japanese games but leaves sex in their own games. I don't know about that. I have no idea. It's because the devs want to make the highest possible amount of revenue, so they curtail the puritanical audience. But they don't make the highest amount of revenue. Remember like the fucking Resident Evil game with the tall vampire lady, and everybody wanted to play the game, was talking about the game because of her? Like, Coomer content, there's a reason why like porn fucking decides the fate of like technology with videography. Porn is a leading reason why you have a ton of different videography techniques and a ton of different quality options online. It's because porn did it first. So to be like, oh, this is only a small amount of people. No, it's fucking not. A lot of people like it. It's the old thing, sex sells. And the only people that don't like this, I think, are people that are bringing in their own personal trauma, they're bringing in their own personal problems, their ideology into the game, and they're trying to make the entire world conform around the way that they see things, and more importantly, the way that they see themselves. It's their own insecurities. Yes, they're uncomfortable with their sexuality. They're uncomfortable with sexuality in general. And it also, in America, we have a history of being prudes. Like, let's be honest, okay? We really fucking do. We've had the witch trials, the McCarthyism, the Jesus shit that was back in like the 90s and the 2000s. Like, America has such a bad fucking reputation with this and such a bad track record with just unnecessary puritanical bullshit. So it's not even necessarily a PC thing or a liberal fucking progressive thing or anything weird like that. This is just an America problem in general. And it's been a problem forever. conservatism. It's the effect. There's people on both sides that think this, right? There's people that don't want to see women be objectified, and there's people that don't want to see women shown that way because they think that they are, it's like that it's bad, right? Like, so both sides, unironically, in my opinion, are stupid. Yeah, it's Puritanism one way or another.
Lost Ark is an M-rated video game. I really like the goal.
Someone said you don't have a daughter, you don't understand. That's not how we make decisions in the world here. I'll give you an example. If you are personally affected by something, as like you don't have people that are hurt in a lawsuit. Like, let's say you hit somebody, you run somebody over. You don't put the people's family the person who you ran over, you don't put that person's family on the jury because they're not going to make an objective good decision. I don't give a fuck about what you think your arbitrary gatekeeping mechanism for allowing people to make decisions is. It's even more the point that you should make a decision objectively without looking at it from your own personal worldview. Nobody's thinking about your daughter whenever they're playing Lost Ark. It's a completely different fucking thing. It's not only is it patronizing, but it's also gatekeeping. It's ridiculous. People are fucking delusional. Well, no, it's not that people are delusional. People want to create a situation where they are the only people who are able to have an opinion on things. So they create a criteria for something, and then they say, unless people meet this criteria for something, then they can't have an opinion about it, even though the criteria for it is arbitrary to a large extent. And on top of that, then they assume that anybody who did meet that criteria will think the same as they do. And that's what people do all the time. And no, I'm not going to allow my opinion to be discarded because I don't have a kid. Like, it's so weird. Like it doesn't affect me. You know, they have daughters in Korea too, right? Like, people they have females there too. Like, people have kids there, and it's fine. It's just it's creepy and weird, honestly.
Or in Lost Ark, I think it adds a lot to the visual flair of the game, and it makes all the combat feel a lot more visceral. If that was removed in its entirety, I feel like a lot of people who don't really care about the loot stuff being censored might be up in arms then. Another hypothetical would be the PvP mode. I like the PvP in Lost Ark a lot, but I don't really have any plans to play the ranked mode. I'm just not that kind of guy. But if I heard that some stupid change was coming to the ranked PvP mode, I would gladly stand with the rest of the community in trying to get that fixed. I don't want any features stripped down or removed from the game just because it might be something that I personally don't care about. None of this would be a big deal if they just added a toggle for the lewd outfits or the gore or whatever, but that never happens. Censorship is telling a man that he can't have a steak just because a baby can't chew it. That's Mark Twain. He and I are good friends. He hasn't texted me back, though, in like at least 100 years. Now, the second camp of anti-censorship folk are people that are just a little more honest about their primal urges. And guess what? I'm also a part of that camp, so I shouldn't see that coming. You're telling me I'm not supposed to have my mind getting, like, electrocuted when I see the garter belt action that Gunslinger's got going on?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I'm so stoic of a man that this has no effect on me. Yeah, right. As for the westernization part, this is a little more cut and dry. A lot of the NPCs have had their skin color changed in what is the lamest attempt at diversification that I've seen in a while. These look pretty terrible, and I don't know why development time was wasted on something this trivial.
I don't think
the
it would
card
take that
art
much
for
time.
these have been changed as well, and it looks like someone just colored over them in Microsoft Paint or something. There's like some cartoony effect going on with some of them because they did such a terrible job of like painting over their skin.
I'll be okay with this one because I made her boobs bigger. But the other ones, like, I don't really care a whole lot about this because I think that games to some degree are going to be it's going to be a reflection of the people that are making it in that culture, right? It's just kind of what makes sense. I don't really care about this as much unless you're changing like core elements of the character. So it's like if I was playing a game that was in like Africa, I would assume that most of the people in the game would probably be black, you know? If I'm playing a game that's in Korea, I would assume that most of the people in the game would probably be Korean. And if I'm playing a game in NA, I would assume that there would be a much more diverse because the country is much more diverse. You know, that kind of makes sense. It's the same thing as like they have like, you know, like the meme of like Jesus being like actually a brown guy or whatever, and you know, all of the dumb like racist Americans worshiping a white Jesus and he didn't exist, right? You guys, we've seen this, right? There are many pictures in China and in other Asian countries. Guess what Jesus is? He's Chinese. It's Chinese Jesus, okay? Like, yeah, this is just what people do because they want to have their media represent them. Exactly. Yeah, that's just, you take that back. It's for real, man. I'm being honest. Yeah, the same shit happens. Like it's more personal to them. Same with Indian and Chinese versions of Buddha. Yeah.
There's a way worse offender than these, though, and those of you with weak constitutions may want to look away. Here's a quick before and after picture of my queen. And before you say anything, if you think these changes are stupid or if you think they look pretty bad, well, bad news. You're a racist. I don't really understand the point in these changes. There are already a variety of skin colors present in Lost Ark to begin with. And apparently Smilegate has gone on record to say that they're wanting to put an African region in the game. It's also weird that the West is like the only place that needs these kind of changes to feel more at home. I've been playing on the Russian version of Lost Ark for God knows how long, and I haven't seen...
That's because Russia don't give a fuck. Russia doesn't give a fuck. Korea doesn't give a fuck. The only people that really give a fuck about this are people in North America and Europe. And even most people in Europe don't give a fuck either. In the entire rest of the world, they are completely open about it, about just being basically like, we only want people from our culture, we want content for our culture, and that's about it. I think I don't know a lot about the Middle East culture outside of like Islam, etc. So I'm not sure how they feel, but I would probably assume it's about the same. Don't bring EU into No, bro, the EU has the same shit happening too, okay? I don't want to hear about it. I don't say your country, but I think the EU has been infected with this to a degree as well. Okay, but this is mainly something that North American audiences and some places, does that make you feel better? Some places in Europe care about. Altering source material to meet the ideologies of where it is. Now, I'm from Europe, I just want to play the game, what's going on? It doesn't really matter. Like, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. It's coming to universities already? I don't know about that, I have no idea. I haven't been in a university for a long fucking time, man. Having a problem with darker skin representation is kind of sus. I don't think most people really have a problem with that. I think that people just don't want to see things changed from the source material. I think it's literally that simple. They don't want to see things change from what the source material is. They want to play the same game, they want to do the same thing, and they don't want to see things changed. And if things get changed, then it's like, when does this stop? And some people get nervous about that. That's all there is to it. I have a problem with it being badly done. It's insulting. I think it is. They certainly need to do a better job with it for sure.
An AK-47 one time. I've always felt like you should go into these things with certain expectations. Like, I knew that Lost Ark was a Korean MMO, so I knew that there were going to be some edgy pretty boys in the game that I was supposed to be, like, super terrified of. I don't know why the West should expect a Korean MMO to be representative of the diversity and skin colors that you see in the West. You know, the second I booted up Yakuza 0, the only thing that was going through my mind was, where are all the white people? Where are the white people? Another issue is they've replaced a lot of the faces available in the character creation with more Western options instead of just adding those as more options, which
I
understand...
don't know why you would replace them. Like, why wouldn't you just add them? That's what makes sense. In my opinion, this is what I've always said, right? Is that they should make it to where you can play as a character that kind of looks like you, because this is just the way that I am, right? I play these RPGs as a self-insert. I make a character that kind of looks like me or looks like my idealized version of myself. And I think if you're a black guy, you're going to probably want to do the same thing, or at least there's a lot of black guys out there that probably do the same thing. Same with Hispanic or Asian or anything like that. So a lot of guys do this, a lot of girls do this. I think giving the extra skin options is nothing. It doesn't really matter. It just makes it easier for them to do it. It's the same as like I don't like playing female characters in video games. I like playing a male character because I view the character as like myself in the universe, and I'm not a girl, and being a male and is like a core element of who I am. And so yeah, that's the way I feel about it. Obviously there's some people that don't look at it that way. They play something that's completely fucking different, and that's fine. But there's enough people that I think like I do to where I don't think having the extra options is really that bad. Yeah, I don't care, but I don't see why replace. Why the fuck would you replace them? Just make other ones.
Has a lot of people upset since you're not going to be able to make some of those faces in the Western version of the game with the tools that we have. You can slightly modify each of these bases, but it's not like Black Desert Online tier where you can change everything. So you can't really make a lot of those missing presets. Those missing faces could just be a bug or something that was missing in the beta, but after a while of waiting, Seawolf, another community manager, has been unable to find out for sure. So we don't really know for now. So I believe that's everything we know so far. Thank you for sticking around if you made it this far, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about this kind of stuff. I read every comment and I cry very easily, so please be careful. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I think it's another reason why, it's like one of the subtext reasons why a lot of people moved over from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy, is that a lot of people, this guy's kind of a, he's a new content creator. He's only got 126 subs, so I'm going to link you guys to videos so you can maybe give him a sub or give him a like, give him a little bit of feedback, one way or another. And the reason why is because I think that there's a large amount of an audience, and this is like, I'm part of this audience too. I don't want to feel patronized or talked down to in a narrative or in a game. And in my opinion, like whenever they change NPCs in WoW and they remove paintings in WoW, I feel patronized. I feel like I am being looked down on. And that's a big reason why I think a lot of people, probably as a subtext reason, big subtext reason, why people moved over to Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy, while it does cover big issues like refugees and different types of like ingrained class conflicts like in Ul'dah and Ala Mhigo, right? It covers a lot of issues, but it doesn't caricature them in a way that it's just a completely one-sided perspective where the good guy is good all the time and the bad guy is bad all the time. It takes a respectful approach to the situation rather than a preachy approach to the situation that I think puts a lot of people off. So that's, I think, another big reason why a lot of people lost interest with like things like WoW and stuff. Because whenever you know that it has nuance, whenever you know that it has those kinds of features in it, it has that kind of stuff in it, you become much less, like, you realize that you're not playing a fantasy world anymore, right? Because now you realize that your fantasy world exists in the context of these, like, modern day, like, political opinions that I think are not even shared by 20% of the population, 10% of the population. So whenever you see that in the game and you see it being represented in the game or changed in the game, it will it takes you out of that immersion. It takes the escapism away. Like, people don't want to play a video game that condescends to them about like who they're voting for in real life or what their opinions on X or Y thing is in real life. Nobody wants to do that in a fantasy game. And it's not that there's I think that you have games, like a great example of this is like Detroit Become Human. I haven't played the whole thing. I played a small bit of it, right? But of course it covers like real life issues. It seems like it does, like with like AI and shit like that. But I think it's the way that it's covered as well. Not even that it's like covered, but it's covered respectfully and it's covered in a way that makes sense. Yeah, and so that way the escapism works. But I think that what people, this is what I really don't like, is there are people take an existing IP and then they change it in a way to fit their sensibilities or their sensitivities. That's what I don't like. Make a new IP if you want to do that. Make new content if you want to do that. Don't take over old content and then try to change and edit it to where it's the same as it used to be. Yeah, that's what I don't like. So it's just a game people don't give a fuck? Yeah, most people don't care about this stuff. I would say like the people that care about this stuff are less than probably 10-20% of the population. Probably a lot less, to be honest with you. The amount of people that are going to play the game in Lost Ark that care about this, that think this is a problem, 1%. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. So I actually saw here, let's read what some of the comments here are. As far as I know, yeah, they gave a clear answer to this topic. There have been many threads. So this was stated by a developer on Twitter, or somebody that works on Lost Ark on, not Twitter, why am I saying Twitter, on the forums. And I'll read what they said. Many threads on a topic, but I'll cross-post over here. Default starting outfits for player characters are not as revealing as those in other regions. However, the original and more revealing starting outfits can be found in the game as low-level white drops as soon as you begin playing. As I said before, I think this is stupid. I don't think anybody cares about this or wants this. This is something that's being done probably because of people that have an agenda to push who work in the office of this game. The actual people playing the game do not care about this. This is irrelevant to them, and it's just a niche ideology that's being pushed as if it's a legitimate problem. But the truth is, nobody gives a fuck about it except for the people that are probably making the decision. Wasted dev time. Yeah, just wasted time. Currently, Sorcerer's Founder Pack skin looks different on the website, doesn't game. An issue with the model that was rendered for assets being fixed. Okay, it's being fixed. There we go. Any other outfits available in the game have not been changed or altered. There are more options for less revealing options, but this is not an indicator of others being removed. Oh, so you're saying there are more less revealing options. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Amazon publishes the game in the West. Yeah, I understand that. Do people think it's sexist? Yeah, there are a lot. It's a very common idea that women being portrayed in sexual ways is it makes them less of people, which I've never really agreed on this. I think it's silly, personally. But this is what people think nowadays. We get a drink. Yeah, it's sexist. Yeah, sexy isn't sexist. I don't think it is either. Let's portray men too. It's a win-win situation. Listen, the guys in Lost Ark are good-looking guys. All right. Like, I made my guy look like a fucking Giga Chad. Yeah, you're gonna have no problem with that too. I'm gonna even it up, more Conan-style warriors. Yeah, I love that. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Sexy men aren't sexist. It's double standards. Well, the society has double standards. Like, you can't tell me that, like, women in society aren't judged much more harshly and much more intensely on their appearance than a man. Like, women are judged and valued on their appearance much more than men are. But men are also valued and judged on their appearance too. It's just not as much. Yeah, by other women though? Yeah, women and men. It's both. But no, you're right. Like, women hold each other to the standards too. Like, if you ever watch, like, I've seen, like, whenever I was dating Izzy, like, I would be paying attention to, like, these beauty drama things, and these girls on the comments would just be fucking savage. Like, girl, look at your face. Oh my God, is that a new wrinkle? Wow. Aren't you only 24? Jeez. It's like, yeah, like, just this straight up fucking nasty, vicious shit. You're right. It's mostly not even guys doing it. I wouldn't say mostly. I think it depends, right? But in many cases, it's not guys doing it. Let's say this girl's appearance is more valuable. Yeah, I mean, sure, that's just the way our society works. And if you want to rewrite the rules of society or whatever, go on ahead. But nobody's going to give a fuck. People are still going to do the same stuff. I mean, on social media, savage as fuck? Yeah, so are men, too. That's why they termed internalized misogyny. Since guys made beauty such a huge standard, now women react to that standard. Nah, people just say that in order to blame it on men whenever women do something wrong. It's a stupid fucking term. Like, there are plenty of women. It's the same as guys. Is it internalized misogyny whenever one guy calls another guy skinny or he calls him a loser? No, it's not. Guys do the same thing to each other too. Like, I've gotten more insults about my appearance from men than women. It's mostly, yeah, skinny fat. Like all these other ones, right? Yeah, 100%. Is that internalized misandry? No, it's not. It's just people looking for a way to tear each other down. That's it. Bald. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, man. We're just busting each other's balls. I think it's disingenuous. Isn't it a little disingenuous? Like, listen, I get the busting each other's balls. That's totally fine. You know, it is what it is. It's just for fun, right? But there's a lot of people that aren't doing it for fun. They're doing it because they have genuine bad intentions, and they're just, like, asshole people. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're just fucking asshole people. More socially accepted for men, though, being assholes a bit? Yeah, it's more socially acceptable to be critical of a man's appearance than a woman's, because men aren't judged as much on their appearance as much as women are. That's just the way it goes. Like, as I said, I'm not saying By the way, I'm not saying that like this is how it should be. I'm just saying this is what it is, man. It's just what it is. Incels molding again? Well, that's because the problem with like having a conversation about this is that if you want to have an honest conversation about it, you're going to make both extremist sides mad. Because both extremist sides are probably fucking delusional. And they spend all their time on Twitter self-radicalizing themselves and making up new vocabulary that they can blame the world for not knowing about. And then it's like you just remove yourself more and more from reality. It's the same thing with like the incels too. The incels do the exact same fucking shit. Like all of the terms that like incels and like the pickup artist community has for women. It's crazy, man. Like, I hate that shit. Yeah, echo chamber Andes. Don't make it political chat, please. It's not about political stuff. Like, obviously, you guys have to understand that, you guys, I guess maybe a lot of y'all are maybe younger, or you don't remember. But, like, am I the only person who remembers back in the early 2000s where you had every single Republican and right-wing senator talking about banning Grand Theft Auto? This is not censoring video games based off of political ideologies or, social expectations. This is not something that's new. It's not something that any side of the political spectrum has a monopoly over. It happens all the fucking time, and it's stupid pretty much every single time. Christian moms, yeah. Forcing political agendas in video games is so cringe. True and real. It wasn't just Republicans. No, it wasn't just Republicans, but it was mostly Republicans. Come on, man. Like, do we really have to fucking pretend like it doesn't have to be every single person? It was mostly Republicans. Come on. Yeah, you just missed the point. All I'm saying is that people all over want to do this. Political spectrum tribalists. It's crazy. Harry Potter is Satanism. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, there were a lot of fucking church moms who were upset about Harry Potter too. I forgot about that, but that was in like third or fifth grade or so. Yeah, they were not happy about that at all. Pokemon being pocket monsters, remember that? I remember I got a letter from the school. I had to give to my mom about Pokemon being pocket monsters. Yeah, I mean, this is a legit thing, man. Think of the children. Yeah, there you go.
I want the coffee, son. That's ready. Please give it to me.
Hold on to your knickers.
I heard I can see your knickers, and I was like, what?
When he said it, it sounded to me like he was saying.
I say the word knickers the same way as you do.
Oh, stop! You guys are really leaning into the.
Don't put your knickers in a twist. Hello and welcome to another episode of Trash Taste. I am your host for today, Little Baby Man.
Stop doing that.
And together with me are the other little baby men and the little baby man. Have you seen that image on Reddit? It's just like the little baby man. All three of us. I fucking love that image, man.
Of course you do. Finally, I'm as tall as you guys.
The only time that Connor's actually going to be as tall as us. Yeah, exactly. I saw some guy making his phone wallpaper, and I was like, thanks, guys. But yeah, you guys probably haven't seen any, like, you guys probably haven't felt any break. We felt a massive break. This is
6 weeks.
6 weeks since we last recorded, which to me has felt like 6 months, right?
Yeah. I've aged 1 year since I saw you guys. That's crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah, like, so if you didn't know, me and Connor went back to the UK for like 3-4 weeks, and then we had 2 weeks of quarantine, so basically scheduling that out, it comes out to about 6 weeks before we last recorded.
Yeah.
It has been like, since we started Trash Taste, I didn't realize how much my schedule relied on me going to Trash Taste and just seeing the boys, because like it was weird just not seeing the both of you like every week.
I was so bored during September, not gonna lie. Like while you guys were gone, like every Tuesday I was getting ready to go, I was like, oh. I don't have to.
Honey, I'm going to work.
I'm going to work, JK.
Oh, we have our coffees, yes.
Oh, finally.
Oh, God,
finally.
yes.
Thank you.
So yeah, we went back to the UK. That was fun.
Yeah, how was it?
That was good.
I mean, how long is it? Like 2 years, right? Almost since you guys went home.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years. So it's been 2 years basically since I've seen any of my mates there, or my parents, or my family.
Same.
Was it emotional?
Did you guys hug it out?
Yeah. It was weird seeing my parents.
Really?
Because it was just like, I've only seen them through Zoom for like 2 years. And it was just kind of like, oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it was weird having conversations with people not through a Discord call or the Zoom call, because you realize I'd forgotten what it was like to just actually catch up with someone, not through a computer.
Like,
screen.
damn, look at those graphics.
Yo, I can touch them.
It's like
now.
no lag.
I felt like when I went back to Wales, I felt like the Pope going around a small town. I was like, hi guys. I'm like, hi parents, yes, come, give me a hug. I'll take a picture with you parents. I'm kidding. I don't know. It was nice. I also learned from my past mistakes of when I used to go back home. I actually try to schedule as many hangouts with friends as possible.
Right.
I reached out to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Because the last time I went home, I just kind of thought, yeah, I'll figure it out when I get there. And I ended up not doing anything for half the days. And I was like, shit, I really should have.
Yeah, I did the same thing as you, and then I think I made another mistake, and I think I planned too much.
No, yeah, then that
because then I kind of realized about 5-6 days in, not even halfway through my trip, seeing someone every day. You haven't caught up to someone for 2 years. What do they want to do? Crack open some beers or a bottle of wine, and you're just you end up just eating and drinking like shit every single day.
And so you basically downloaded the alcoholic DLC.
Well, basically.
So I was there for 20 days, and only one day I didn't drink.
Jesus.
Every single day I had at least one beer or something.
Right,
just because that was the thing.
I think
that you do in the UK.
Yeah, I think 70 to 80% of my schedule for my days there were seeing someone or catching up with someone.
Yeah.
And that meant 70 to 80% of my trip was having some sort of drink. Yeah.
Do you drink with your parents?
Yeah.
So your parents are drinkers as well, right?
Yeah. My parents don't drink, but since we haven't...
But you drank anyway.
No, but since we haven't drunk in 2 years, they brought open a bottle of wine and they had a glass. I was just like, oh shit, okay.
Oh, it's special.
This is a special occasion. I think I've seen my mum drunk before this once in my life, and it was for my cousin's wedding. And it was just the weirdest fucking thing, right? Because my mum is as far as my perception is, the biggest straight edge there is, right? She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything like that. I had never ever seen her in my life. I think I've seen her take a sip of alcohol about I think 5 times in my life total. And then I remember going to my cousin's wedding, and my entire family were there. Everyone had flown in from Thailand, so it was a rare occurrence that we have a massive family gathered in one place, and it was the first time I'd seen a different side of my mom. I had no idea. I had no idea that there was just this monster laying within, right? and it felt like almost she got more drunk than Sydney on the day. She got drunk faster than Sydney. That gives you an indication of how surprised I was, right? And I remember halfway through the wedding, I come sit down, and my mum and dad are just sitting on this table. My mum has a glass of wine in front of us, and I don't know how much she had drunk at this point, and she was like, "Gig," or my Thai name's Gig. It's like, "Gig, do you want to see me down this glass of wine?" I was like, no, Mum, I don't want to see you down this glass of wine. Mum, no. She was like, I'll do it. I was like, Mum, no, don't do it. And she just and I was like, Mum, what are you, 15? What are you, 18?
So funny.
Meanwhile, there's 6 bottles of wine below her feet.
Sydney was on the dance floor. This is 10, 11 p.m. Sydney was on the dance floor, just she was Sydney was pretty not sober, but she was merry. She wasn't completely drunk. And then my mum just comes up to her, takes the bottle of beer that she's drinking, just downs it in front of her and takes it and gives it back to her. I've never seen Sydney so dumbfounded in my life.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I ended up drinking with my parents a bit more, which was a very rare occurrence. So of course I'm gonna share some alcohol with them. But about the 5th day in, your body's just please no more. Please, I like the social aspect, but my God, my body just died halfway through the trip, I think.
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. There's a thing where, especially with my family, drink quite often.
Mm.
So I feel like they saw it as an excuse to drink more than usual.
Yeah.
So then it became a thing where I was like, this is great, but I'm done. And my dad's retired as well now. So
Yeah.
now he loves it. He's just like,
Yeah.
I thought my dad would get bored being retired. He seems like, I thought he was one of those guys that really needed like a job to keep
Yeah.
him like occupied. But yeah, no, he fucking loves it. He just gardens all day, and he loves it. It's like he's like
That's
it's
the life, isn't it?
Yeah, he's living
That
it.
is the life.
He like bought a canoe, and I'm like,
Oh shit!
I'm like buying a canoe? Buys a canoe? That's like, what do you even store a canoe? Like, how do you even keep that? I don't even know the logistics behind owning a canoe. Seem way too difficult.
Like throw it in your backyard.
Yeah, yes, but I mean, like, seems like he's loving it, and yeah, so it was nice. It was great.
At least he's picked hobbies that are going to keep him active.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's- but there's other things he could have invested in.
True. And, he occasionally does do work. He does like helps a friend with houses, building stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, that's all like
That's. I mean, that's just like
he's chilling. He's
That's
chilling.
just
Yeah,
retirement.
yeah.
That's just vibing, dude.
He's just
That's just
vibing.
peak retirement right there, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be when I retire.
Yeah,
just
right.
vibing.
It was fun. I went back and forth between Wales and London. It was a lot of fun. Got to see as many friends as possible and drank way too much alcohol.
We
basically.
did.
That's kind
I
of
mean, like, because we posted a few pictures while we were on like break in the UK, but I remember like. I remember we were catching up with a bunch of our friends, and I actually hardly ever talked to Connor in our trip. I mean, we did. We obviously like talked and caught up and everything, but we mostly spent time with like just catching up with other people.
I don't feel the need to talk to you, Carl.
Yeah. We see each other every
I
week.
fucking talk to you way too much, Carl. I'm sick
I
of
feel
you.
like we had a mutual understanding.
I couldn't escape you.
Of like, we've talked every week for like the past fucking over a year now.
Yeah.
We can have a little bit time apart. And I think the only times that we did do something together was I think we played like a game of chess. IRL.
we did. I was drunk.
we were both drunk. And of course you beat me. The only time when there was
unfortunately there was no
one,
cameras.
no cameras, no one watching
The
it.
next chess tournament should have our blood alcohol level measured before, and you need to be X amount required to play. That's what we need.
Disqualified if it's below 0.7.
But you're a little too sober for my liking. You're not in. You're out.
Got too many brain cells
Every
in
time
this
you lose a
tournament.
piece, you got to do a shot
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. Just die. I don't
Yeah.
know. This is what chess needs. The next evolution from
Drunk chess.
going from casual chess to just absolute abhorrent drunk people chess.
I also like playing chess again. I remember playing chess against you because we had a physical board, none of this online chess business. We were
Yeah.
old school, and we even had like a chess clock and everything like that. And I think I've realized how much I've relied on like the chess.com UI to really like
it's very
be
helpful.
good at the game because otherwise you have to look down it like this, right? because I was pretty intoxicated at that point. But I remember I fell for like the most obvious checkmate of all time.
Oh yeah, it was right.
I was trying to question how I couldn't see that because we bet £20 on the game. I don't know why we bet £20 on the game. I think I was like drunk at the time. But
whenever I'm like playing games with friends, I'm like $10, $20. Let's make it interesting. Let's do it. Let's have fun.
Fair.
Yeah, how was your perception of England going back?
I wrote notes.
You wrote notes. Oh, this is why you wanted.
Chris told me to write notes. My phone is on 1%.
Well, you better read them all.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read through them all, then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Very, very dirty. London.
Yes.
London is really loud. I didn't realize how noisy it was before.
Okay.
It feels like the same amount of people are walking around Tokyo, but in London it's less orderly.
Yep.
Okay.
Lots more homeless. People making gestures or saying something to you whenever you do anything. Like when this guy just started talking to me in the lift, and I was really confused. And I just forgot that was like a thing that was like, he started just talking to me. And I was like, I'd literally just checked into my hotel. I'd just gotten off the flight. I was like,
what did he say to you?
He was just like, he was talking about like,
did you say hi?
He was like, oh, how you doing? I'm like, me?
Watashi? It's so funny you say that because I literally got recommended a video like yesterday of this satire like news report that's just like Northerner terrorizes Londoners by saying hello.
That's true.
Literally what happened.
Oh yeah. People, okay, when they bump into you, right, Japan, right?
Yeah.
And I've totally forgot this is a thing.
Yeah.
This is the longest cable on Earth, man. When people bump into you in Japan, they say sorry.
Yeah.
So many people bumped into me and were just dickheads and didn't say sorry.
Didn't say anything.
I could not. Every time that happened to me, I could not stop saying "sumimasen." It was just like it was just like muscle memory. Even if I hadn't bumped into someone, I was like on the tube, right, and I was like "sumimasen." I was like, I'm not in Japan anymore. I need to stop doing this because no one else is saying this shit. But like, I just couldn't stop saying it, or like subconsciously.
I had one thing that happens in Japan. Now I don't expect this, so I just noticed that it was different. When you get a taxi in Japan, the taxi driver will always try and help you with your bags, even if you don't need it.
Right, yeah.
It could be the smallest bag on earth, and he might try and come out and help you with it.
Yeah.
And that never happened with taxis in the UK. I noticed. I was every time I had a suitcase or anything, they would just sit in the car, and then I'd have to open the boot too as well, which is fine, totally fine with that. But I just thought I was like, oh yeah, there's the thing that we don't do.
Right.
And that was most of them. Yeah, that was the most.
I'll tell you the biggest, the immediate thing that I noticed about going back to the UK that I immediately missed about Japan. So I think it was the second day that we landed there, and my second day in the UK, and we went out to just walk around Brighton again, walk around town, because it's been quite a while since I've been in my hometown. So me and Cindy just went out, did a quick shopping trip, and I got thirsty. My throat was a little bit parched, right? Okay. And so I started searching for a drink
I can see where we're going
in order to quench my thirst.
Right.
And I look around, and I'm just like, where are the vending machines? how am I supposed to procure some liquid so that I may quench my thirst?
Right.
And I walk around in this shopping center, and I'm like, wait, and then I soon realized I have to go to a shop in order to purchase some liquid.
Not even a convenience store, like a supermarket.
Yeah, like a corner shop or something. And I'm just like, well, what backward system is this? I need to go into a shop that sells other things other than drinks, and I need to do human interaction in order to purchase this. Like, what is this?
We really do take for granted how many fucking vending machines there are on this country.
I didn't realize that because like sometimes I'm just walking around, I get a little thirsty, and I'm just like literally a minute away from the next vending machine. I didn't realize how convenient that was until I went to the UK, and it's in a big shopping center. Most of this is just like clothes or like different kind of stores that are not like food drink items. And even if there is, most of them are like something like Superdrug or some very big pharmacy store where they sell drinks there, but it's way bigger than it needs to be. So I end up like having to go into this massive store, go to like the small segments just for food and drink,
and then line up.
And I'm just like
disgusting.
Imagine
lining up. Not on my watch.
Imagine lining up for a bottle of water. Jesus.
But that is like the first thing I noticed, where it was just like I really missed vending machines and just like being able to like buy, very conveniently buy a snack or something.
I felt that way as well whenever I go back to Australia or the US or anything as well, because like we have vending machines like in Australia and the US.
Yeah.
But you don't have like a Suica.
Yeah, right.
So you have to fucking reach in, grab your fucking change, jiggle that around, and then I don't know why they got-you-fied fucking vending machines in the West, because sometimes the drink doesn't even fucking pop out.
That's true.
So I'm like, oh good, I'm about to gamble $3 to see if I can even
sometimes
get
you
this.
get a double pull as well. That just happens sometimes.
You get really lucky.
Or like you buy a drink and you're like, I'm going to buy another drink immediately, but then the machine is designed in such a way that it just can't handle two drinks being dispensed at once, so you have to like fucking scrunch your hand inside and like pull one out so you can unblock this fucking thing.
Yeah.
But I noticed as well, obviously, like I got out the airport and just like no one was wearing masks.
Really?
No one was wearing masks. And that, not that I don't have a fucking opinion on it. I do whatever I'm told to do. Right? I'm a sheep. All right. What can I say?
Wake up, sheeple.
That's taking a stance in itself.
I don't even give a shit. I'm just like, if everyone around me is wearing a mask, I'll wear a mask. You know what I mean? But it was one of those things where I was like, oh, whoa, this is fucking weird. And like, because in Japan, it's like, you'll be crucified if you don't wear a mask.
You could be in the middle of a rice field and they'll still somehow find a way to crucify you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, it was just like so strange just seeing everything kind of back to normal. It was like the UK just took the route of, we don't give a shit anymore, open back up. But the rules are different as well between England and Wales, and because I was travelling between them, on Welsh trains you have to wear a mask. On English trains you don't have to wear a mask. But some trains go from Wales to England. So what happens is that when you get into England, people just took off their masks on the train.
Which does nothing.
Which then just eliminates the whole point of, where I was like, I'm not that I think one of the either is wrong or right. I'm just like, it invalidates them both if you have to put it on or off. You're on the same goddamn train. It was whatever. That was annoying.
That's like you being on a flight and then like, we're
now in Russian airspace.
Yeah, COVID's like, okay, guys, I'm heading out now. Sorry, I can't survive in this jurisdiction. I need to get back.
It's just like, all right, okay, that's kind of weird. And I was wearing a mask, and I thought this was only in America, but someone came up to me and was like, "Take off your mask."
What?
Yeah, someone came up to me and was like, "Take off your mask," and I was like, "I don't think I will." And then he was like, "Why?" He was.
Where were you?
I was in Wales.
Right.
He was saying something.
You have to wear masks, right? Still in Wales?
No, you don't.
Oh, you just did anyway.
But no,
right.
I was like the only person wearing a mask.
Right.
I also I looked like shit. I wanted to cover my face. I felt dreadful. But he came up to me and he was like, "Take off your mask." And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Why? Why are you wearing a mask?" And I was like, I just ignored him. I was just like, I carried on my phone, and I was just like,
on the train?
No, outside the train station.
Oh, okay.
Right. He was just like, "Take off your mask," and I was like, "No."
Why?
I don't know. Some people get weirdly offended by it. Yeah.
It's like, sorry, I'm protecting myself. Anyway.
One time I was wearing it as well, and the guy asked me, he was like, "Are you wearing that for me or for you?" And I was like, "For me?"
I mean, both, technically?
Well, because the thing was that even though, because we had a flight to get on, so I was coming up to that flight, I was like, I'm wearing a mask because I do not want to get COVID and be having to rearrange all my plans and delay transportation.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I was wearing it, and then I was like, oh my god, I was like, why are so many people fucking coming up to me and telling me to take off my mask?
Because you're taking a stance, and like I think going back to England, because I had very similar experiences. Yeah. Where every time I'd meet like some group of friends, they'd question me of like why I chose to wear a mask, why I chose to put on this mask, why I became the name of the autobiography.
The mask chose me.
They didn't listen to me until I put on the mask, and so like I'd get questioned about it, and I was just like, I don't know, I need to fly back to Japan in like 2 weeks. I'm pretty used to it, and I just don't want to take any risks. I don't know. Like that's just my opinion, man. Like I don't know.
It's like why do you have to be like accused for protecting yourself?
Like I'm not saying
that's like being like, why are you wearing the condom? Take it off.
It's not like I'm going around being like, put your mask on. I don't give a shit. You don't need it. If the government tells you don't need to wear it, I don't give a shit. Don't wear it. I'm just gonna wear it.
But the government also says don't wear a mask. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're gonna fucking take your mask away.
I just feel like what I've realized going back home, at least in England, it became very like political. It's like as everything does. But I feel like we got sheltered from that in Japan because everyone here wears a mask, and everyone here wore a mask before COVID, and that's why it was like super easy to just integrate that into society. Yeah. Whereas like people just don't like being told what to do in England, and a lot of, America as well, it was something where just doing this one thing, like wearing a mask, was like in that environment you were making a statement or a stance or a choice that was conscious, I guess. And I just never really thought about it that deeply.
Yeah, it's like, I get that, but it's like I don't know why that is subject to ridicule or criticism, right? It's like it's not like you're doing something bad by protecting yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
I get it if it was the other way around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way I looked at it was not even a political sense. I was just like, I just want to wear it because I want to wear it. Fuck off. Like,
like me
wearing a hat. Would you tell me I can't wear a hat? Like, Like, if
take it off.
Like,
what are you hiding?
Yeah,
I'm bald.
Like me before going to England, I'd never really thought about it that deeply. I think I've thought about the difference between chicken breasts and chicken thighs more deeply than wearing a mask. That's
you should have just turned around and guy being like, it ain't that deep, bro. I'm just wearing a mask. Get off my back.
That's why I was just like, no. I was like, leave me alone. What the fuck are you going to do? Like,
Rip the mask off of you.
I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, fuck off.
Jesus.
One positive thing that I think changed about England though since I've been back is ever since the pandemic, a lot of big establishments now have made it possible for you to just order your food via QR code.
Oh yeah, that was
yeah,
good.
yeah. And I was just like, great, we're getting to the Japanese way of things now.
Yeah.
Less human interaction. Brilliant.
Although
I love it.
I was at Nando's.
As you are.
I had to pause there just for dramatic. Yeah. I was at Nando's. And I was trying to order my meal, and I was in a kind of a rush as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't have much time, and I thought, oh, it'll be easier on the air. Turns out, like this specific Nando's restaurant just didn't have good cell phone service, and they didn't have free Wi-Fi. So I was like fighting for my life trying to order this fucking thing, and every single time I got to one web page, it just could not get to the next one, and it was like I had to keep resetting. Spent about 20 minutes trying to order this meal, but I only had 10 minutes to eat.
Yeah.
And then I eventually just went up to the counter and I was like, "Give me this." And they got my fucking order wrong.
You just couldn't get a dog.
I was like, oh my God, man! I'm fighting out here just to get some Nando, and it was terrible. I mean, it didn't taste good either.
Really?
The specific Nando's did not taste good, and I was like, I don't know.
What did you order?
I ordered a butterfly chicken burger.
You mean the chicken breast burger?
Yeah, chicken breast.
Don't. Just don't.
I had great Nando's when I was back. I fucking missed that.
The chips were kind of shit. The coleslaw was not as good as I remembered. I don't know. It was. I don't know if my taste of chicken.
Maybe Nando's isn't just as good as you remember.
Maybe that Nando's specifically. I need to try more Nando's because I had KFC and that was fantastic. I had UK KFC was so goddamn good.
UK KFC is good.
I missed that so much.
I'll tell you the second biggest thing I noticed, which was I really missed Japanese food service. You know, it's
so many times I'd go to restaurants and like half the tables still had the shit from the previous customers on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that just like isn't a thing in Japan. Like that shit's gone immediately.
Yeah.
Like they won't even let you in the restaurant.
I mean, sometimes they'll take the plate away while you're still at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think, you know, after being there for like 2 weeks or something, you've had like all the food that you missed from being in Japan, and then after that you go back to your usual eating routine, and then you're just like, man, like you forget how good Japanese food is, and just like Japanese restaurants in general. Because like you order anything here, even if it's off Uber Eats or you go to a random restaurant, and it is just like really good food standards. And I just forgotten how many British establishments were just really fucking mediocre, right? And like after like the novelty wears out of, yes, I'm having all these things that I missed being out of the UK. After that wears off, you're like, damn, Japanese food is just better. It is just so much better. And I've really felt that in my last week in the UK, where I just missed having good food on the daily. And,
did you have any Japanese food while you were around?
No, I didn't have any Japanese food.
Some of my friends wanted to, and I looked at them like, no, we're not having Japanese food.
It's like the first time I went to LA and they took me to Little Tokyo. I was like, you fucking kidding me? I came from Big Tokyo.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons when they go to Japan, they go to America Town. It's just like, no, come on.
Yeah, because like what I didn't understand, because I just realized this, is, you know, the UK is also an island nation like Japan, but Japan has really spoiled me with good seafood and just, you know, fresh seafood that you can find everywhere basically. And just like getting good seafood in the UK is so fucking difficult, and I don't know why it is, because we're an island nation that is smaller than Japan. You know, our coastline should be easier to get to. Why is it so hard to find good? Why is it so hard to find good seafood? That is not just like fish and chips, you know.
Yeah.
I did have a good lobster actually.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good.
But how much did you pay for it?
You don't want to know.
Yeah,
That's
the thing, right? It's like it's probably like if you want good seafood in the UK, you probably have to pay arduous amounts of money for it.
You do.
It was like a seafood pasta, and I was really craving lobster because I was like, I didn't really get lobster in Japan, and I really wanted like a creamy.
Do we get lobster in the UK?
Yes.
If you can pay for it.
It's quite expensive. For like not frozen canned stuff. And it was really good, and it was probably the most I'd spent on a single dish in the UK, and it was something ridiculous, like $30-40 or something. Ooh. But man, was the lobster good. It was so worth it. Every once in a while having like a something like that.
Yeah.
Like treating yourself to something kind of that expensive is very nice.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
definitely something I felt so guilty for when I was looked at the bill. I'm like, I literally had a pasta. I'm like filing a mortgage. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I did something similar in Hawaii. I had a $55 pasta.
But it was like
Oh
once,
my
but
God,
once in a while,
pasta should not be that expensive.
once in a while, you got to treat yourself.
But
You
like,
do,
but
you
there was,
do.
but it was again, it was another seafood pasta. I don't know what it is about seafood pasta, but like there was it was like the entire cast of The Little Mermaid on this fucking pasta. Like
Yeah.
there was so much seafood on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now I can see why.
Also,
It's like $55. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, I don't know how Australia is, but I noticed that the fancy restaurants in Japan are cheaper than the fancy restaurants in the UK.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By far.
by a lot.
By far.
I would go to a restaurant because in Japan, right, you can go to a restaurant and you can buy a bottle of wine, and it's even though it's obviously more expensive than would be buying it wholesale, it's still not that bad. Like you can, if we went out together, we could split a bottle of wine and it comes to like $20 each, right? For like maybe I don't know.
Actually, I noticed wine in the UK was way cheaper, which is
Really,
why I went fucking mental.
Someplace I went to, like the lowest price bottle was like $150, and I was like, I want wine.
What kind of bougie ass place are you going to?
Not even like that bougie places. Like
Right.
these were like.
But the wine was bougie.
I think I don't know. Maybe I should fuck me for trying to eat good.
No, because I remember going to like Tesco's and Co-op to buy like some wine, and I recognized some of the wines that was available there were
Store
like
wines, right,
premium wines here in Japan that is like $20 plus. You can
That's
get for
true.
like a £5 or £7 in like Tesco's, and I was just
But I
like,
think that's just because Japan isn't really a wine drinking.
no, that's exactly
country,
it.
yeah,
And for the most part, when I noticed wines that were available, you can get wines for like a much cheaper price.
Yeah.
Because if you're drinking wine in Japan, you eating good. You know,
Oh,
you drink
drinking
good as
good.
well.
This was the hard part. I wanted to have the wine that was way cheaper and nice, but I also wanted to drink all the beer. So I had to like. It was very hard having to decide.
You can't do both.
You can't mix and match, otherwise you end up in you're going to be in a coma the next day. I had to drink the next day, so I had to make sure that I was in peak condition at all times.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that I forgot about, which was tactically choosing how much you drink so you can survive and drink the next day as well. We sound like such alcoholics now.
Because I miss having like nice. You can get IPAs and stuff like that in Japan, but like I love like the craft beer in the UK. It's really nice.
I miss having good ciders.
Cider as
was like
well.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like I would.
Lagers. I miss having nice lagers. I don't know. I just missed that, so I drank a lot. I had a Tesco meal deal as well.
How was it? Was it good?
It was amazing. I was like, all of this for £3? Get out of here.
He says after having his lobster pasta,
Yeah.
goes straight to Tesco's.
I bought that lobster pasta for like $30, $40. I don't know how much it was. And it still didn't make me as happy as that £3 meal deal. That thing, and it was better. Honestly, parts of it tasted better. I was like, oh my God, I get an innocent smoothie. It's like £3 smoothie in this £3 meal deal. They're practically giving it away.
I was happy going back to Nando's. That was like the biggest. I'm home now. I am now home.
I had Subway as well. That was nice.
Oh, Subway! I've forgotten how good Subway was outside of Japan.
Because Subway in Japan, if you guys don't know, you can't toast the sandwich. You can't You can't pick your bread.
No.
I mean,
there's like it's two choices of bread. I think.
What the fuck is the point if you can't pick your bread and choose to toast it? Like, I was so shocked when you couldn't toast your sandwich in Japan. I was like, you what? That's like the best part of any. I don't even like Subway that much.
That's literally the drawing point of Subway.
Yeah, because
I don't even like it.
Because we can like Uber Eats Subway here, and sometimes when these two don't want to choose, they order a Subway, and I'm just like, no. If I'm not having my Subway toasted, it is not a Subway.
Yeah. I had a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised I'm not obese by the time I came back with the amount I drank and ate.
Every time I saw you in the holiday, I think you had a bag of crisps in hand. Like
I went to town on crisps.
I think you were like more crisp than man. At one point.
There was like one day where like we were hanging out and there was just like no food in this like Airbnb. But there was like family packs of crisps. So I did like 20 packs of crisps.
I think your dinner that day was like a hot dog and like 5 packs of Doritos.
No, it wasn't 5. It was like 8. It was 8.
It was 8, okay.
Eating like a true gamer.
I literally like went full gamer mode and just ate only like chips. I was like, or crisps, I should say, before British people kill me.
I almost said chips as well, which is why I paused. I was like, wait, that's not.
Sorry. I'm used to saying it for the Americans.
Yeah,
chips.
The Americans watching. But yeah, no, it was fun. I had a great time. I got to see all the friends I wanted to see, and
that's good.
yeah, a lot of things really worked out nicely because I was asking people like last minute to hang out, and luckily everyone was able to. So,
I think like I had enough rest days in there. Well, towards the end, because my God, my body was just like, I need to like not touch alcohol for like a month after this, and which is great because we've had quarantine since then.
Tell us about the hotel experience.
So
that's what I want to know.
This experience doesn't start from the hotel. It starts from the point where we get off the plane.
It starts before that. It starts before we've left the fucking country. It's already already.
Well, me and Connor had two very different experiences. Leaving the country and getting back in the country.
Yeah. So I mean, how should we do this? How should we split this up? Should we just? I'll go by section and tell each other.
All right.
Okay. So first of all, the most annoying part, which is to get even on the plane, you need a negative COVID test form. Now, I am making a video about my quarantine hotel thing, so there'll be in-depth stuff about that if you're interested, by the way. But I'll give you the... I want to talk more about it because I didn't want to bog down that video. We're just complaining for 9 hours. So I'm going to complain on Trash Taste for 9 hours instead. So this whole thing is like confusing, right? So normally, if you want a negative test, most test providers will just give you a form saying, hey, you're negative. Take this, and then everyone will accept it, normally. Problem is, Japan doesn't work like that. Japan just decided we got to do things a little bit differently.
We're doing it our way.
Yeah, Japan's like, how about...
It's literally our way or the highway.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, how about we just give you a form that you need to fill out the very specific way that we want it filled out? And this just sends fear down anyone who knows Japan, because they're not playing games.
Yeah.
I have heard that some airlines will let you on with the negative test and you don't need that one, but why would you risk it? So I was shitting myself because I was like, how the fuck do I fill out this form? So this form needs to be signed and stamped by a doctor. Can't be a nurse. Okay. It has to be a doctor. The test can be administered by a nurse, but it has to be signed and stamped by a doctor. Right? So, but most testing facilities don't have a doctor who's going to stamp or sign it for you. So then now you have to find a place that has a doctor that will stamp it. Turns out like none of these test centers have doctors that are willing to sign or stamp things for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So managed to find... I found after I went to the UK government website and got the email of every single test provider they recognize and sent out a mass email to all of them. This was a big mistake because then what ended up happening was it was one thread and it was
replying to each other.
No. It was a blind carbon copy, so they weren't replying to each other. But for me, it was one thread. Yeah. So I sent this email off, and within about 10 minutes, I realized the mistake that I'd made because I had 15 replies in one thread, and I couldn't keep track.
So you basically opened a forum post.
I basically opened a forum post directly to the person, and so I got like 50 responses in the first day of people being like, "This is okay," but then some of them were like, "Yes, this is totally fine," but they didn't say yes to everything. So I had to then call up places that said yes, and I walked them through it. And I was like, "Are you sure this is okay?" And one of them was like, "Yeah, that's no problem. We've done it all the time. We've had people go to Japan all the time from our facility." And I'm like, "Great, okay." So I booked on with them. £150, right? It's like $200, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But I know Japan. I know that I should have a backup just in case, because I don't fucking trust because you have to get it 72 hours before. So if I fuck this up, I'm panicking to try and find something. So I booked 2.
Yeah.
I booked another test, but this place said book a test with us, and then when you get your results 3 hours later, take those results and book a doctor appointment, and then get the doctor to sign and stamp it all.
Jesus
so
Christ.
I did that too.
Yeah.
So I had that first. So I went to this testing facility at 8 a.m. They shoved a thing up my nose. I'm dying. And then I get my results at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's negative. And I'm like, great. So then I go to the doctor, and perfect. They sign it all. They stamp it all. It was all super easy. But I had to pay individually for both those things. So it was like £150 for the test again.
Right.
Or no, 90 for that one. And then 90 for the doctor's appointment.
Jesus.
So this is already like $400, $500 just on the test.
Yeah.
And not counting the amount you have to pay for the test to get in the country as well. Because you have to pay for you have to a lot of things people don't consider is I spend a lot. We both spend a lot on just tests.
Oh, yes,
basically,
so many tests,
because you got to obviously get tested before you fly out of Japan to the UK, and then you have to get
That was like $150,
which was another $150, and then you have to pay for another test when you land in the UK as well, which is also about $100.
Yeah,
you know?
lots
And
of tests.
lots
So
of
many
tests.
goddamn tests.
Yeah, like if you're thinking traveling is just you just have to consider the cost of the airline. That's not a thing anymore.
Which are also they've increased the prices on the flights that they know people are flying. So like the direct flight from Japan to London was very expensive compared to what it normally would be.
Well, you also booked very late.
I did also book very late, but even then it was still more expensive normally. And so, yeah, so I got this paper and I was like, great, I have this Japanese document signed the way I think. I sent a message to Raina Scully, who'd also done traveling abroad, and I was like, I sent her a picture of this signed document. I'm like, does this look okay? And she's like, yeah, it looks great. And I'm like, okay, good. But I had the next appointment the next day for the people who were like, yeah, dude, it's all okay, and I should get it signed. I'll get it signed there and all that.
Yeah.
But to me, it didn't make sense a little bit because I was like, how are you going to sign all this stuff when I have to wait 3 hours for the results?
Yeah,
right.
So I turn up to this test the next day because I'd already paid for it. So I was like, fuck it, I may as well get another test. Why not? Let me know. I go there and I'm like, okay, so you need to fill out this form. Like, no. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, no, we don't fill out that form. I'm like, I called you up and you said that you could fill out this form. And they're like, no, we don't do that. We will give you a form. I'm like, yeah, but that's not good enough for Japan. I told you this on the phone call, and you said it was no problem. And they were like, no, we're not doing that.
Did you not read the forum?
Yeah, did you not read the thread? And so then a woman came out of the office, and she was like, oh no, come, you going to Japan? She's like, oh yeah, come with me. I got you.
Yeah.
And so I go there, and I'm like, all right, so can you fill this out? She's like, no, I'm not going to fill it out. And I'm like, why aren't you going to fill it out? And she's like, oh, because the form I'm going to give you is going to be enough anyway. It's going to have your passport information on it. And I'm like, all right. But already knowing that I had the signed document put me at ease. I probably would have been very uncomfortable if I was in that situation and didn't have a backup. And I'm glad I didn't because I got my test results after, filling out this form and doing, they were like, we promise it'll be fine. We promise this form will be enough, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, fine. All right, fine. So I get my results back later. It's got even less information on it and no stamp, no doctor signature than like the other test result I got to take to the doctor, which wasn't even the real one.
Right.
So they've given me this piece of shit form, and then I went to the website. I should have done this before. And the reviews were like terrible for this clinic. And then I found out it was a clinic, but it was like a weird modern medicine-esque clinic.
Oh my god.
But it was a legitimate COVID testing. They were allowed to do it.
Right. But not for official documents, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna see, because now I have two forms.
Yeah.
When I go to the airport, I'm like, I'm gonna give them the shit one first and see if they accept it.
Yeah.
And they probably thought I was fucking weird for doing this as well. So I give them the form. And then they looked really confused. They looked really uncomfortable, and they brought like some staff over, and I knew they were about to tell me like, you can't get on the flight with this.
Yeah.
And I was like, and before they said anything to me, I was like, by the way, I have another form just in case. And they looked at me like, what? What do you mean? They're like, oh, I have like another test with the form filled out. And they looked at me like I was doing something really bizarre. I imagine it would be. They were like, why don't you just give us it?
It's like, why did this guy do like a bait and switch?
Because if I paid $150 for this, I wanted to make sure that it was bullshit before
This man limit testing the system right now. Why did you like beta test?
I wanted to see if
Don't worry, here's the full patch. I got it.
I wanted to see if I'd been ripped off. And I realized now, I played Paper Please the other day, and I feel like, oh, this is what they did in Paper Please. Some people just wouldn't give their passport or something. But it doesn't matter. But yeah. So
he's testing for bugs.
They didn't tell me they weren't going to accept it, but I they were like bringing managers over and stuff after I handed them this form, and I was like, let's not worry, let's not kick me out. Here's the real one. Here's the real one. And,
because like I talked to like a few people who had traveled to the home country and back to Japan before I even flew, and that's how I knew about this quarantine hotel that we were going to have to stay in. We'll get to that, but every one of them told me, you need to get this form that the Japanese government give you signed. Doesn't matter what any clinic says. Doesn't matter what they promise. If you don't have this form, you're not going to guaranteed to get back in.
Right.
And so you have to look for a specific clinic that can fill out this exact form with a doctor. which is a lot harder to find than you originally think it is, right?
It's really difficult to find.
Yeah, there's a big difference between getting a positive COVID test, which is all you need to get out of Japan, but getting back into Japan, you need to have this exact form in order to get back in Japan. And luckily, Connor went a few days before me, so I had like my own clinic booked, and hearing about his second experience, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go for the proven way, and let Connor be my beta tester.
Yeah, it was just like, it was so stressful. I was just trying to get a goddamn piece of paper signed.
Yeah,
and it was like impossible. But luckily I managed to do it. I don't know how it would be in the US. I just know that getting doctor appointments in the UK is quite difficult unless you're spending money, like a lot of money. So, and again, it's come under a lot of criticism, rightfully so, because traveling, even though it, obviously it's a luxury in general, but like they've made it ridiculously expensive to travel.
Right.
I probably spent like $600, $500 on COVID tests alone.
Yeah, same here.
Which I'm lucky enough to be able to afford that, but like it's pretty fucked that it's that much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's weird. It's annoying. So then got on the plane, and then it almost felt too easy because I got through check-in and it was super easy. Like, was it easy for you as well?
Yeah, it was very easy.
Show them the paper. They were like, have fun. And
once you show the paper, which was the same for me, like going out of the country, once you show the paper and everything's accepted, then it's like it's the most stressless experience I've had in an airport because it's fucking empty because no one's traveling. No queue for like security or anything. You just walk straight in, and it's just a breeze. I've never had after everything got accepted, I've never had a more pleasant experience in an airport, and I never thought you could have a good experience in an airport until now.
It was really chill. I had a great time at the airport. I could just charge all my devices. There was in my terminal, I think I counted, there was like 20 people in the whole waiting area.
Wow.
For like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you had like, your whole section to yourself. It's really nice. Pretty good.
Yeah, but then it came to coming back into the Japan, and we obviously talked about the documents. Then it came, that was just the start of the process, right? Because you get off the plane, and obviously you have to present the same documents and everything like that. And they put you into this queue of just checkpoints, and
there's like 8 checkpoints. That's before immigration.
Fucking hell.
So you do 8 checkpoints before you can even get to what is normally the annoying part.
Yeah. And you kind of like you go in and they present to you these documents, right? And then they give you a fucking tag, right? That you have to put over your hand to identify you.
Like a fucking slaughterhouse.
That is exactly it. So you're literally like being cattle, being herded through.
It's how they know you're going to the quarantine hotel. They put this comically large thing on your hand, like this.
They literally tag you, right? I'm like,
and I took it off for a second, and someone shouted at me because I wanted to get my coat off, and I took it off, and they were like 2 men came over, like shouting and like panicking at me and pointing at it to put it back on. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, give me a fucking second.
So like they give you about like 17 million documents that they will just like check across like this journey that you take. Because and the thing is, like, you present this document, they check it, great, go to the next checkpoint. They ask for the same document, and they check it, you go to the next point. And for some reason, like these few documents that you have get checked a total about like 5 times. Like by different checkpoints, even though nothing changed between you walking from point A to point B, right?
There's like 8 stops, right? So the first stop is so this is also a thing, right? No one told me this. You have to keep your boarding card. No one told me. Normally on airplanes, I just like fucking, the moment I'm on the plane, I just like put the boarding card in my pocket, scrumpled up or something.
Yeah, but that's really?
Because you don't need it anymore. You're on the plane.
You do. You the luggage tags. What do you do with the luggage tags? Because that's normally on your card.
Oh no, they normally put that on your passport or something.
Oh really?
But the luggage tags, I know my bag. I've never had to use it.
I always hold on to them until I'm out of the airport.
Oh, the luggage tags I keep, but normally the boarding card I would like just scrumple in my pocket or something.
Oh really?
No one told me you needed it, because you never need it at an airport, right?
I just hold on to it just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case.
I don't throw it away. I'm not like on the plane fucking tearing it up, but I don't think about it much. I kind of just whatever. But yeah, you needed it. So when you get off the plane, they ask for like your passport, your boarding pass, and the documents. Now, I printed off all the documents that the Japanese government told me to have.
Yeah.
Turns out that some of them they just give you on the plane anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to print them out. So I didn't even end up using my version. I used the ones they printed out for me.
Right.
Because it was like smaller, and the one I printed out was A4, and it was like I don't really understand. So you have these two documents. One of them is a declaration saying that you're a good boy and you won't leave your house and you won't break quarantine rules.
Okay.
And if you do, they'll deport you.
Okay.
And if you're a Japanese,
Not ominous at all.
yeah, and if you're a
No.
Japanese national, I think they will do criminal charges or something.
Yeah,
I don't know how much they're enforcing it. And another one was you have to circle the countries you've been in the past 14 days.
Yeah.
And then just sign your name and stuff.
Mm.
And then they always check this, and they put a lot of your information on this sheet. I didn't realize which sheet was going to be important.
Yeah.
So
I didn't either.
So yeah, the first check is they check those documents, and the next one is the wellness check, where they take your temperature, and then you have to do a COVID test immediately at the airport.
Okay.
So you
like a PCR test, not like an antigen test as well. So the difference between a PCR test is you have to like take your spit, whereas with an antigen test, I think you can just
shove the thing in your nose.
shove
right?
the thing in your nose, and it's like almost an instant like response with the antigen test. With the PCR, it takes like an hour or two.
You need a centrifuge for it. So they have a centrifuge.
The other way around, the PCR test is the one up your nose, and I think the antigen test is the one.
No, I think you can.